You know what?
Okay.
Good evening and welcome back to Phire Football Radio here on December 21st of 2022. I'm your host, Matt McGrath, alongside Luigi Cola, Zach Schmola, and Eric Harkins. This is the 15th episode of the Phire Football Radio Show here in the 2022 NFL season. We will be live on YouTube Live every Wednesday night starting at 7 p.m. to bring you latest news, rumors, and more about America's game and the league we all know and love, the NFL. I think the question of the day for me, at least, is can you believe that it's week 16 already? It's happy because we're reaching the playoffs, but it's also incredibly sad because that means only 3 more weeks of regular season football, only 4 weeks of playoff football. And it's probably more sad than happy, but we're making our way through it. We're almost at the end of the season here, the week of Christmas. Wild games this past weekend. Let's bring in our guests, Zach, Luigi, and Eric Harkins. How are we doing today?
Doing good, Matthew. 4 months into the NFL football season, and it feels like we just started yesterday. Now we're going down to our last 2 months of it, and man, am I going to miss this game, but we got some good ball coming up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am happy to be here also. And that's about it. I'm ready to get talking. I got my Grinch hat. So
Your Grinch hat.
The Grinch. No,
It's
you're
if
the Grinch.
It's if the Grinch was in Fidel.
No, you're the
The
Grinch.
Grinch.
You are
I
the
am.
Grinch.
I am the Grinch.
Eric, how are we doing today?
Pretty good. Good to be back. I think it's the first time I've been on the show in like a little while. Because
Yeah, well, we didn't have the show last week, and then 2 weeks ago, I think you weren't. Well, you made the back end of the show. Was that
Yeah.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah. So
All right, and then
Good to be
I think the
back.
show before that, you weren't very healthy at all either.
no. So back 100% all the way back here.
Exciting to hear. Excellent
Right.
stuff. So, all right. So it is December 21st. Phire Football Radio. As a reminder, Phire Radio. I don't feel like we have to say it at this point. If you found us here, you probably know what it is already. Scott from D11 has returned from Uruguay. He will be joining us at 7:30. Really excited about that. Can't wait to get back with Scott. Haven't heard from him in a while, and I'm sure he's going to have a ton to say when he hops on around 7:30. Eric, were you able to send him the link yet on email?
I will.
Thank
I
you.
will right now.
Appreciate it, Scott. The link is coming your way. And here we go. Let's get into the injuries as we always do real quick. Not as many as normal, but some because we're coming up on week 16, only 3 weeks left. If your player's going on IR, he's done for the year, unless he has an eligible return for the playoffs if your team's going to make it that far. But Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill likely done for the season with an ankle injury. First round, Malik Willis, quarterback out of Liberty, got the chance to play a little bit on Sunday. In 5 games played this season, he's 17 of 38, 177 yards total, an interception, and a 47.8 passer rating with 20 rushes for 80 yards. I think the last time we talked on the show, we kind of felt like the Titans were dead, but we didn't realize that the Jaguars were going to be creeping up as quickly as they are, did we, Zach?
Creeping like the Grinch, one might say.
Oh, that's
creepy from the mountain. Evan Ingram. I wish
he exists.
He exists. That Evan Ingram quote lives in my dreams, just so you know.
What Evan Ingram quote?
Care to share?
From the Punta Cana video.
Oh. Well, yeah, you were talking about a slot wide receiver, and I thought it was Zay Jones, and then it was.
You know what I'm talking about now, Luigi?
Yes.
Anyway,
hard time remembering that video.
The Titans are just a super bland team. They are dead. I hope the Jaguars overtake them. They have 6 wins, so they can do it. Which is what? Is that 1 or 2 back? That's 1 back.
1 back, yes.
1 back.
Well, technically 1.5, but yeah.
And they're going to play in week 18.
The problem, though, is that the Titans play the Texans this week.
That
With
is true. I mean,
Oh,
we're
it's-
gonna obviously get to that game in the picks. I don't know. I'm
Oh,
having a hard time
well,
after
the
last
Jaguars have a winnable game against the Jets also.
very.
The downtrodden Jets.
If we know anything, every game is winnable this year, gentlemen.
week. That's true. That's the way
Unless
the
you're playing
season's
the
gone.
Eagles.
If I know anything,
Or if you're the Commanders playing the Eagles, it is winnable.
It's winnable. Unless you played the Niners in the last 7 weeks, or the Lions in the last 6 weeks, or
Very
the
true.
Bengals in the last 6 weeks.
Hot teams.
Some very hot teams.
hot balls.
Yeah, I
Love
mean,
some hot
so
balls.
we talked about it like the last time that we had the show, and we felt that the Titans were dead, and that Ryan Tannehill was a couple bad games away from not having a job with the Titans next season, and this injury clearly doesn't help him at all either, because we're now going to see Malik Willis in full form. I mean, we saw him in 2 games started earlier on in the season, but it wasn't. Ryan Tannehill was still kind of lurking in the background. Now Malik Willis gets a shot to win the AFC South, or which is ridiculous because it's just terrible. But then they're fighting off the Jaguars. So, yeah, I mean, have we changed our perspective on whether Ryan Tannehill is going to have a job next season? I feel like this kind of
It's
pushes
getting
him out
worse
the door,
every
right?
week. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
getting worse every week. Less and less hope. More time for Malik Willis to step up and carry this team into the playoffs. So I don't know though. Trevor Lawrence, he's been the best quarterback over the last 6 weeks.
He's been great.
Man. He's been fan-freaking-tastic.
14 touchdowns and an
One
interception in the last 6 games, and that interception came against the Cowboys this week. So 5 games in a row before that without an interception.
Without a turnover in general, too.
Without a turnover. Yeah, I mean, he's been incredible. I mean, this is the coming out party that we thought we would see last season, but Urban Meyer was in the way of that. And it's been really exciting with Doug Peterson, an actual competent coach now.
Dougie B.
Mhm.
So really exciting to see. Another AFC South injury. Colts running back Jonathan Taylor is done for the season with an ankle injury. Didn't get to really see too much of him this year. He was dealing with injuries back and forth. And I mean, the Colts are way out of playoff contention anyways, even in a really bad division.
Technically
that is the AFC
not,
South.
but-
Right. But
But
I think we can say. So, yeah, unfortunate. I mean, especially after the season he had last year, to come into this year and just have the injury bug kind of kill his year.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for him.
I hope that they can just find a quarterback by next year, maybe they could figure that out. Just a stable guy
They tried
instead
with,
of Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, and Matt Ryan.
right. And it's been the carousel since Andrew Luck.
Mhm.
And it was
Who
such an
filled in
interest-
for him immediately?
who filled in for him immediately.
Hmm.
I think was it Brissett, because Brissett was on the team. I think at the
At
time.
the time, it was.
Oh, it might have been Brissett.
I think it went Brissett, Rivers.
No, there
Wentz,
was a bunch of guys in between there as well.
just unknown. Well, we probably know them, but like
Oh,
not
no,
big name guys.
What?
Be able to find it, Zach?
This one has Andrew Luck 2018, and then it doesn't list a 2019 player. It just goes right to Phillip Rivers in 2020. Oh, it is Jacoby Brissett. Started for the Colts in 2019. Yeah.
Scott
Phillip.
Tolzien
Scott
was actually around that time when Andrew Luck was dealing with that injury in 2017. And Andrew Luck played all 16 games in 2018. Then Brissett played 15 in 2019 with Brian Hoyer playing 1. Then Phillip Rivers with a full season, Carson Wentz with a full season, and then Matt Ryan, Sam Ehlinger. And then the news that came out today is that Nick Foles, BDN, will be playing this week. So they still have a chance. You never know with the BDN magic.
Not as good as BCB, baby.
That is true. That is factual news. All right. Well, the Colts stink either way. We're going to get to the blown lead in a little
Buns.
bit.
Yeah,
They
butt
are.
cheeks.
They are quite buns.
They're so good.
Another big quarterback injury is Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, uncertain for the Cowboys game on Saturday with a sprained shoulder. Sirianni says there's a chance he plays, but if not, it will be the stash of Gardner Minshew.
Let's
heading
go.
Quarterback spot for
Minshew
Eagles.
mania,
So
baby.
glad he's back.
It's exciting.
I
That's
hope
all
that
about
this
it.
Eagles team takes the same route as the last Super Bowl Eagles team.
No, it's not that significant.
And
of an
Gardner
injury.
Minshew wins the Super Bowl.
They're not coming out of the NFC.
I mean, that's actually a pretty good point, because it's kind of similar. Like if Jalen Hurts' injury was more serious and as serious as Carson Wentz was, both of them are having and were having. Well, Carson Wentz was having, and now Jalen Hurts is having an MVP season with a fantastic team around him. Yeah, Zach, that's a good comparison if that actually were to happen. But as Luigi
Thanks.
said, this doesn't
It's
seem to
just-
be too serious if there's a chance he plays on Saturday.
Quick
Yeah.
side note, because you brought up the MVP race, it is blasphemous, and I mean fully blasphemous, that anyone other than Patrick Mahomes is being considered for the MVP.
Yeah, no,
Blasphemy.
I think
Blasphemy.
I do think he'll win.
Blasphemy.
I think Jalen
Better
Hurts
win.
was favored at one point.
He was this past week.
Yeah, do we know
this
what the
past
odds are
week.
now after this week?
Jalen Hurts had like minus 105 currently. Let me go look in my bank of knowledge that is this metal box that sits next to me.
It's a way to describe it. I mean, I think it's no discredit to obviously Hurts or Allen or even Tua, but
Allen.
yeah, Mahomes. Like somebody said it best.
Tua, come on, stop reaching.
No, I don't think Tua's there, but that's what people are trying to put in the conversation. Obviously,
Those
after the
people
Chargers
are
game, he lost
idiots.
that. Yeah, I don't believe in Tua as the MVP. But someone said, I think it was PFF. They were
Patrick Mahomes is now minus 280 to win
Yes!
the MVP.
Wow.
Yes, give it to him. Give it to him.
My
PF
Last week Hurts was minus 105. If you snagged Mahomes at a plus line, good for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think PFF said it. They were like obviously, like there's always contenders, but like Mahomes could technically be given the MVP every season because
Just like
he's
the
just
LeBron
Mahomes.
argument.
Yeah,
LeBron
it's
LeBron
true.
probably could have won MVP over the last like decade and a half, but you know, you want to spread the wealth, I guess.
Right. And then if Mike Trout was healthy, like you can pick out one player in each sport, but yeah, the LeBron comparison is probably best with just pure dominance. And he just does, Mahomes just does things that like no one else could do. Did you see the, was it third down, long third down where he rolled out and like threw across field, across his body to Travis Kelce? Did you see that play?
I've seen it a bunch of times, so I guess I don't really need to see it every week when he does it.
I mean, I've seen him do it, but like this one, it's just every single time it's on time. Like the defender's
Where it
coming right
needs
up
to
on
be.
him, where it needs to be, and it's like it's exactly what's taught for you not to do, not to roll out to your opposite side. He was jumping in the air while getting sacked,
Of course.
while getting hit, and then hucking it into like no man's land where Travis Kelce is. And obviously you have a Hall of Fame tight end on the other side that's going to go up and grab it. But still, it's like everything that you're taught not to do, Mahomes just does, and no one else can do it. Allen might be close because he just does ridiculous things,
Not that
but it's
close.
not the same. No.
Not close enough.
So we'll see what the Eagles do. Probably be smart for them to rest Jalen Hurts, but this is a big game against the Cowboys. They haven't clinched the 1 seed yet. And the Cowboys, I think, are 5-point favorites at home. So, and I think that's on the notion that Gardner Minshew will play. So we'll see. Jags left tackle Cam Robinson out for the season with a torn meniscus. Unfortunate for the rest of the season for Trevor Lawrence, losing his starting left tackle. We missed it last week because we didn't have the show, but Kyler Murray is done for the year with an ACL tear. Colt McCoy got into that game against the Patriots and then started this past week. He also has a concussion in replacement. So Trace
McSorley has returned to the chat.
I honestly didn't even know that he was on the Cardinals until
I didn't know he was in the
on a
league still,
dime, like I ain't
to be
even
honest with
trying.
The beater of Will Levis, baby, taking his spot.
Well, I think he was way before that
Who?
at Penn State. Is that what you're saying?
Trace? I think when Will
Oh
got
yeah, Trace
there, that was
McSorley's a long time ago.
I think he's years.
You're thinking of
before that.
Sean Clifford.
Sean Clifford.
No,
the
I'm
GOAT.
thinking of Trace.
Big
Trace
red dog.
McSorley was like 2 years ago.
No.
Not quite.
At
I don't
three
think that's
three
true.
at minimum.
3 at minimum. He played with Saquon, bro.
Oh, he played with Saquon.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 27.
Yeah. You're a little
Oh,
far
yeah.
off.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
The
yeah.
Grinch hat is giving you mind fog.
Mind fog.
My brain has shrunk 3 sizes. He joined in 2019.
That's a couple years ago.
A couple years ago. Yeah, Trace McSorley got to play on Sunday. Was not eventful. Zach, you guys won. Congratulations. You beat Trace McSorley.
Woohoo! Yeah, you won a game. Woohoo! Yay!
That game sucked. We suck, guys.
Yeah,
We suck.
bad, pretty bad.
Really bad.
Really, really bad. I'm glad I
think
picked
after-
the Broncos, though.
I think
So-
after 14 games, we can determine that. Brett Ripon, though,
Yeah,
give him the money.
give him the money, man.
Give him Russ's money, baby.
We should
transfer
siphon
it.
the money to Brett Ripon's bank account. And then I'm still not giving up on the Joshua Jackson thing.
He's on the 49ers.
Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson.
Joshua
Fucked up
Jackson.
his name, and he's on the 49ers.
Is Josh Jackson a small forward for the Grizzlies?
What? Maybe in 2012?
I think there
And
is
you're
a bet,
thinking
yeah.
of Jaron Jackson Jr. is who
There's a
you're
Josh
thinking of.
Jackson on this team, the Pistons. Motor City, baby.
Pointless. No one cares where Josh Jackson is. This is Josh Johnson.
Oh, you're talking
Anyway.
about Josh Jackson from UNC, the 3
We're talking about-
specialist?
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. The mind fog. Don't speak on these next
Mind
two
fog,
injuries.
mind
Do you see these eyes? These eyes have taken over. I don't know what I'm talking
This next
Mind
injury.
fog.
Crazy. Don't listen to me.
This next injury,
Anyway.
Zach's going to think that Larry Allen was playing left tackle instead.
Oh.
For context, Tyron Smith, the the former left tackle for the Cowboys, has been out. I think he tore his hamstring off the bone or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was
like
Yeah,
4 months
crazy.
ago.
gross. Really gross.
Preseason.
Right in training camp.
Yeah, ugly. And he played on Sunday.
Why not?
Not left tackle, but right tackle for the Cowboys.
Wow.
The first time in a decade that he's played right tackle.
That's
Interesting.
absurd.
Yeah, absurd that he's playing. Absurd that he's playing right tackle again.
Yes.
Absurd that it's a decade since he played right tackle, which is like 2 years after he came into the league at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wild
crazy.
stuff.
Trayvon Walker, first overall pick for the Jags, is out tomorrow night on Thursday Night Football versus the Jets. Kind of upset about this because I feel like we saw Trayvon Walker early on in the year when no one was really playing, and now I feel like we haven't heard much about him.
Mm.
So I was excited to see him on primetime when
I also wanted to see a full Jags team healthy on primetime because we haven't seen that all year. And I'm excited to watch these guys actually play football.
Yeah, especially with Trevor Lawrence, the way he's playing. And
I agree.
It's not like we're zoning in on a Jags game at 1:00 on a Sunday.
Typically not when they're playing the Colts, and I don't want to watch that football game, nor can I.
Exactly. So yeah, unfortunately Trayvon Walker's one of the injuries for the Jags, and then Cam Robinson too won't be playing tomorrow. Obviously, he's out for the year.
It's tough because the Jaguars' offensive line has been stellar over the past 6 weeks that they've been having this great run.
Really good. Did they give up any sacks against the Cowboys?
They did, yeah. They
Okay.
gave up 2 or 3, if I remember correctly. The Cowboys, they're second in the NFL in sacks behind the Eagles, who, the two of them right now, they're just running away with it with their pass rush and the way that they're mixing up moves and the way that they have guys like Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence just constantly getting to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Unlike Randy
Exactly.
Gregory, he hasn't been getting to anywhere.
Don't talk about Mike Gregory.
Sorry, buddy.
We should
That was a
siphon
cheap
his money
shot.
and give it to Brett Ripon as well.
Give Ripon all
Yeah.
of the dimes.
Yeah,
Give him all the money.
I want all the pennies to him.
I agree. I would at least give him 10 million of Russ's pennies. He's got a lot of pennies these
Quite a
days.
few. Does Russ still have less touchdown passes than he does have bathrooms in his house? Because he has 12 bathrooms.
I'd believe so after
Last I checked,
getting
he
injured.
still had less than 12 passes.
That guy has 12 bathrooms in his
Oh yeah,
house.
yep. Well, you're getting paid $50 million a year to
How
sit
many
on your
times do you
toilet.
have to poop, my guy?
I don't know. He doesn't even have that many children.
Oh my God. He has 11, yes.
Wow, he's still less.
More bathrooms than touchdowns.
He has more bathrooms than touchdown passes.
Have you not
people.
seen that meme? That's been all over the place for weeks.
Whenever I see anything related to my team, I just keep look the other way.
Brock Purdy's on pace to have more touchdown passes than Russ has bathrooms in his house, just so you know.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Sucks.
He does.
My quarterback.
I'll take my third stringer
has
over
been
your
playing
first stringer
since
all week.
2012. He's got his worst completion percentage.
He's bad. I mean, your team's also so bad around him. We don't need to talk about them again. They're so bad.
No, unnecessary. They're terrible.
Unnecessary roughness. Fire radio against the Broncos.
Yeah, exactly. So a shorter
Under
list for the
penalty.
injuries this week, but still, notable ones nonetheless. Some topics of talk. This just happened today. Unfortunately, the Steelers Hall of Fame running back Franco Harris passed away at the age of 72. May he rest in peace. That was kind of a shock. I didn't look at the cause of death. I don't know if they know it yet, but I don't think he was sick. Was he?
I really don't know.
Because one of the bullets here that I have is his number was going to be retired this weekend by the Steelers for the 50-year anniversary of the famous Immaculate Reception in 1972.
No, they don't know the cause yet.
Yeah.
So
One of
really unfortunate.
Related yet unrelated news. One of my high school football coaches, my D-line coach, he passed away on Monday. Coach,
I'm sorry,
Coach
Luke.
Tom Reed. Rest in peace to a great man.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Sorry, Luigi.
Yeah, unfortunate for that he passed away. I mean, 72 is not an old age either. Clearly we're going to want to know what the cause of death was, but nonetheless, he's one of the most staple names in NFL history. He's a 9-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, 1972 Offensive Rookie of the Year, and a 4-time Super Bowl champion with the Pittsburgh Steelers. 14,407 scrimmage yards and 100 touchdowns. And then obviously capped off that career with the most notable thing, that is the Immaculate Reception, which we still don't know if it was actually caught, because I'm sure you guys have seen did they do a Football Life on it? They did some sort of documentary.
They did a Football Life on the Immaculate Reception, and actually they just came out with a Football Life on the 50th anniversary of Franco Harris as well. A lot about him going around right now in the league. It's really scary that he passed away. Just all the talk about him, obviously Immaculate Reception, but the Immaculate Reception documentary is a Football Life. It's really, really good too. But like you were about to get into, I mean, there is no full video proof that he made the catch. Only the people that saw it in real time can possibly tell you. They might not even have a full clue as it is either.
Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly, one of the craziest things was like NFL, like they were talking about it in the documentary, NFL Films has like footage dating back to like before the Immaculate Reception that they have in their vaults. And for whatever reason, like the guy who was, I don't know if he was a part of NFL Films at the time or just with, I don't know if it was CBS or NBC doing the game, at least looking at the film. They had no replay at the time, obviously. And he was, I think, one of the only people who was like, yeah, I saw the tape. He didn't catch it. And like, we couldn't replay it because there was no such thing. And he's like, I have no idea where the tape is. And they've like lost or he was like, there was one angle where you could tell that it hit the ground, but that angle is nowhere to be found.
Wow. Yeah, they burned that thing.
Somebody did.
Like, nope, no one's seeing this.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And shout out to Franco Harris, his head coach, Chuck Knoll, longtime Steelers legend, used to say in one of his interviews that came to pass recently was there was no Steelers without Franco Harris. He was the ignition to that entire team, the reason they won those football games and the reason their offenses were so dominant. And I mean, with his stats, 100 touchdowns is just incredible. To have 100 all-purpose touchdowns is really, really something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Rest in peace, Franco Harris. Eric Scott is in the waiting room.
Yes, sir.
He's waiting in the wings.
Let's bring him in.
Scott from D11 Music. We should have walk-in music for him.
We should have walk-in music. I don't know why we haven't done that yet. Should have done like some Spanish music or something.
Narcos.
Oh, we could do Narcos.
Bum, 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 bum. Entering the bullpen.
Scott
In
from B11
relief.
is entering.
Hey!
Hello, boys.
Hello, Scott.
Zach, I upped your hat up and over. Way up and over. I got a problem hearing you guys.
All right, Scott,
We're
can you
not
hear us
talking.
now?
That's why, Mr. Scott. We're playing
Oh.
the trumpets.
We're
Oh,
playing the
that's
trumpets,
nice.
baby.
Well, that's, yeah, to bring the dog down into the valley. So you know what? So I have a very good friend, my first hire out of school. Her name is Cindy. And then I called her Cindy Lou Who at Christmas time because she was no more than 2. So it's the whole thing here. Yeah. So this Giants hat looks like Lewis from Trading Places. Like it's very grungy. Like I took 5 pounds of smoked salmon off the buffet. Anyway.
Yes, Scott, I do
Great
think that your
service.
hat is better than Zach's. I will say that.
That is messed up. I'm right here.
No, I got this big white fluffy ball on my face, and that hasn't happened since we
I got a
won't go
ball.
junior high.
Scott,
So-
mine has eyes. Mine stole Christmas and then lifted a sleigh above his head like the Hulk. What is your hat? What does your hat do?
His hat
Championship.
is
My hat has
games.
my hat has championships.
Missed the playoffs this year?
Ooh.
No.
Oh. I don't know
No, we
about
want
that.
them. No. The Giants need
Look,
to be the
it's
6th
falling
seed.
down on my eyes.
I really would like the Giants to be the 6th seed. That would make me very happy.
Oh, we're already there.
Good.
Right.
Play 'em.
Stay there.
All right, so
Please.
new hat. So this hat I wore this week, and I haven't worn this hat in a long time. So they went with this hat, and my mother-in-law got this hat signed on the field. I got the right side on there. Yeah, Victor Cruz signed this.
Wow.
We were down,
Oh, wow.
we were on the field pregame, preseason thing, and Victor was on the sidelines. He was hurt that year, and he was walking away, and I gave my hat to my mother-in-law, and she's like, Victor, Victor. He had to come back and sign it for his abuela. He had to come back and sign the hat for the grandmother. So there it is. So
Very
I wore
nice.
this hat this
Wow.
week. I got to wear it the rest of the time.
That's right.
So there's 2 hats. Okay, gentlemen, how we do? Wealthy, healthy, and wise? What's going on?
Hello,
Scott.
Scott.
Doing good,
I
Scott.
didn't say hello. Well, what I meant to say was, hola, ¿cómo está? Buenas noches.
Scott, how was your
Yeah.
trip? You got to
Yeah,
tell us.
you gotta unload.
Wonderful, man. I mean, it's a long time to get there, but it's a beautiful place. The people are mucho friendly. You do have to know Spanish. I will tell you, I'll give you that one. That's an insider.
How,
So
did,
my
how did
niece,
you make it through, Scott?
well, my niece took Spanish for 7-8 years, and then she did like a Duolingo thing before we went. And she got more fluent every day, every hour. So yeah, that worked out. And I was the wheelman because our car was a stick shift.
Nice.
Yeah, I was wheels. I was handsome Rob. That's what I was.
Handsome Rob.
The food was great. The people are great. The beverages are great.
The beverages.
Oh,
Love it.
the wine.
Muchos beverages.
Good
Muchos vino.
Muchos
So they have.
vino.
So there's a grape that's in is their own grape. It's called a Tannat. Tannat. And it's a heavy grape, but it's really, really good. So let me say this. So I showed you guys Umeå, Sweden, where it was light for 4 hours and 17 minutes today. The sun came up at 9:28. It set at 1:45.
Wow. That's
And it's not like dawn. It's not like dawn or dusk because it's flat. It's like a switch on, off. So Umeå is 64 degrees north longitude, which is, the Arctic Circle is 66.5.
pretty
And
chilly.
then I went swimming with sea lions at 55 degrees south longitude. So I got a big spread going there.
We saw the video, Scott. So those are
Yeah.
friendly sea lions then?
Yeah.
I don't. Well, okay. This is funny story. We didn't know we were getting into that. So we thought we were going to take pictures. Yeah. They anchored the boat. It was like, oh, we're getting lunch. And then people started stripping down their swimsuits. And I'm like, really? We're going to go swim with the sea lions? I don't think this is a good idea. And people are jumping in the water. And so my niece was wearing a bathing suit under her clothes, and I wasn't. So guess what I did? Because this is, you only live once. Right down my boxers.
Yeah.
There we go, Scott.
It had to be done. Had to be done. All right. Arch Manning to Texas. It's official.
Official.
As of today.
Signed
We
it.
knew, we knew this 2 months ago, a month ago, whatever.
Well, there is
Yeah.
some smoke
Yes.
yesterday. There's
Why?
What was that?
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, yesterday that there was going to be a big time recruit was going to flip today, or a big time quarterback, but none of them did. So,
Yeah, the Oregon kid, Uyangalele's younger brother.
oh, he did.
He flipped.
Well,
Yeah.
some guy is going to his 4th team in 4 years. I saw that in the transfer portal today.
Yeah. Also,
Oh.
there's a tight end on Oregon who got his 9th year of eligibility granted.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's been in college since 2016.
I'm pretty sure I still have eligibility going.
Well, did you guys see the kid? Oh my God. He's going to be a freshman. I forget where. Kid's
He's
name is
28.
Rowdy Beard.
Rowdy,
Rowdy
Beers.
Rowdy Beers.
Rowdy
Not
Beers.
included. Rowdy
Locked to
Beers.
sign an NIL. He's going to FIU.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Rowdy Beers.
Rowdy
The kid's going to make $1 gazillion. He's going to be, well, I don't know if he's going to make as much money as Livy Dunn. Not that I know who Livy Dunn is.
Yeah, I think he's allowed to when he turns 21, I think, is the current NIL rules.
Rowdy
Beer-
Beers.
Alcohol then?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Rowdy Beers, baby.
Rowdy
What a
Beers.
name. What a name. Oh my God.
All right. We got Arch Manning. We got Umia. I haven't really been following college football. We get the Final Four. Somehow TCU is squeaked in. Yes. What do we got?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to get
Yeah.
beat by Georgia pretty bad, or not Georgia, Michigan, but I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. And
Those-
the Army
those-
Navy game, I saw the last 5 minutes of regulation and then overtime at Army Navy. Yeah, this country needed that game. That was great.
It was cool.
That was a good game.
That was really good. World Cup soccer. So yeah, I was in Uruguay to watch Uruguay's 3rd match in the round robin against Ghana. I was at this little local bar pub on this little funky beach town, and South Korea scored against Portugal, or Portugal let South Korea score with 5 minutes to go in the other game.
Yep.
The air just went out
Right
of
out.
that place when that happened. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. Okay, where we go? Oh, hello. Kayvon Thibodeau, NFC Player of the Week. 12 tackles, 3 for a loss, 1 sack, 1 strip, 1 touchdown.
He's here. He's here, Scott.
Yeah, get
Filled
off
the
my
stat
back.
sheet.
Get off my back. No, he wants them on his back.
That's true. Yeah,
He
no,
can
he's
hold
here.
him.
He's
He arrived.
finally the guy. I mean, we've been waiting for it. I was thinking about it the other day, or after he had that game on Monday, and I was like, back in 2019, no one knew that we were going to, obviously Gettleman was going to draft Daniel Jones. I think at the time, I wanted Josh Allen, not Josh Allen, the quarterback, Josh Allen, the defensive end for the Jaguars. Then in 2020, we had consensus that the Giants are going to draft Isaiah Simmons. They did not. Another big defensive presence. And then the year after that, I wanted Micah Parsons. We didn't go for him. So finally, we get Kayvon Thibodeau. 3 guys we didn't take in past years have all had great seasons and careers so far.
Yeah.
And finally, Kayvon Thibodeau does look like the guy that we're going to bring into the future as the franchise defensive end.
So I think Matt, I sent you the Post article today that Ujulari and Kayvon and Sexy Dexy, we're going to build around them. We're not building around the offense anymore. We have to build around them.
No, I agree. I mean, it's there. And It's crazy because we bagged Gettleman for all the bad things he did, but like the defensive line is what he built. Other than and the pick even
Not
with Thibodeau.
really. He
He
really only
drafted-
drafted Lawrence.
He drafted Lawrence. He drafted
Traded for
Ojulari.
Williams.
Traded
he
for
drafted
Williams.
Ojulari?
Yeah, he drafted
yes.
Ojulari, and then he
Yep.
he didn't draft Thibodeau obviously, but he traded for the pick that ended up being Thibodeau. So
And who in our mock draft the night before the draft said we take Thibodeau at 5 and I'll take whoever's left as the offensive lineman at 7. Ding.
credit to you, Scott. Credit to you.
Me. And so, all right, so let's move on. Luigi, San Francisco, 7 in a row.
Yep.
Oh, and I got to go back to, so I sent you guys this list. You know,
Yep.
the quarterback list.
Yep.
We got Purdy at 9. I mean, I didn't make this list, but we
Purdy's
had
number
Purdy at
1.
9. We had Carson Strong from Nevada, Kenny Pickett, he's played, Matt Corral, Ole Miss, Malik Willis, he's played, Sam Howell, Desmond Riddles, Bailey Zappi.
Ritter's playing too.
Is he
Starting
playing?
Riddle.
Yeah, he
starts
started for the Falcons.
He's
Atlanta.
from Western Kentucky. No, Riddles is from Cincinnati.
Yes.
Bailey Zappi, West Kentucky, Western.
Yeah, the
Uh,
Zappinator. The Zappening.
Who's he playing for?
The
The
Pats.
Patriots.
Oh, well, he has to now because Matt got run over by a reindeer, like grandma. Yeah, I wrote that down. I wrote that down. That's a joke.
Pre-writing his own comedy over here. We love it, Scott.
I have it down. Yeah. Zach Cohn from North Dakota. And then 9 was Brock Purdy. 10 was Dustin Crum from Kent State. And then there was some kid from Yale that I didn't write down his name. But
So wait, so where is
So who's
Carson
playing, like,
Strong?
Number 1.
what's that?
Yeah, no,
Oh.
where is he though?
Carson Strong.
Is he on
I
a
think
team?
I think he's pumping gas. I don't know.
He's working in New Jersey as a
He's
full
on
service
He
guy.
He's on the
Is
Cardinals.
currently on the Cardinals.
Really?
He actually just got signed to their practice squad, so he was a free agent as of yesterday.
This is interesting.
Who
He
made
was
that?
your number
list?
one quarterback.
We
I don't know.
thought
Didn't
at
make the
least 4.
squad.
But we
Where did you
thought
get
at least
this
4 of
list?
these guys would go. I mean, Kenny Pickett, we said, yeah. We said Malik Willis. I thought Malik Willis would be my first pick. Well, he did. He went to Pittsburgh. He was the first quarterback off the board at 15 or 16 to Pittsburgh, wasn't he?
In your mock, yeah.
Yeah, in my mock.
Mhm.
And then I had no one else off this pick. Again, I don't remember where I got this from. I don't know. It was PFR, PRFF, whatever the hell you guys call that stuff.
I don't know who made that list, but I don't know why they put Carson Strong as one.
Yeah,
It
this
was
seems like a
never
prank.
Okay, overtime games. That's what we should have put on our list for things to bet on. Like how many overtime games are going to be and how many ties.
Yeah, I mean, there's been what, 2 ties this season?
2 ties and about 10 overtime games.
That's a lot. I
That
think
is
that's
a lot. That is a lot. That's almost like one. It's more than one every other week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a lot.
Okay. We were talking about Mac run over like grandma. Surprise us through week 15. Teams, players, trades. Go.
Ooh,
Mm.
Trades gotta be McCaffrey to the Niners.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the blockbuster.
In terms of trades, that's the big trade from this this middle of the season. Obviously, another one would be the Bradley Chubb trade.
Mhm.
Those are really the big ones as of right now. I mean, we had the Robert Quinn deal, but now Quinn's hurt. Other than that, not many huge trades that panned out.
Yeah. But Luigi,
Sure.
I have Olivia Coppel's cell phone number.
Oh, nice,
saying.
Scott.
Well,
How'd
we
you
went
get
through
Miss
that the other night.
Universe's? How did you
we
get
went-
Miss Universe's cell phone number? Tell me that
Those-
story.
Like Luigi, it's not who you know, it's who I know. Like I always tell you guys. Like I always tell you guys.
Yeah, there
So-
weren't too many big in-season trades. Maybe in terms of team, I mean, the Lions have been quite surprising, and it's been a fun surprise.
Lions and the Jaguars, some fun surprises, and then another fun surprise would be the Broncos.
It's not a fun surprise.
That's right.
Fun for me because I knew they were going to be dog water.
It's like coal for Christmas, dude. It's like the worst.
Would I say the Bucks kind of a little bit?
Yeah, I was also.
That's a good
thinking
one.
about
Yeah,
it.
but Zach, I don't think you can burn coal in Colorado. You can't have a wood fire, so I don't know how you can burn coal. So
Yeah, the Bucks is a good one, Hark. And then in terms of players, I would say Jalen Hurts, definitely. One of them. Some of these rookies have been very impressive. Like the rookie DBs specifically, Woolen, Gardner, and Stingley have all been fantastic. I
Brock
don't
Purdy
know.
was a
Brock-
surprise.
Brock Purdy's been a pretty good surprise.
there we go.
Really loving Brock Purdy right about now.
Just
Look how
Saturday?
look how shiny his face is talking about his 49ers. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at this
I
guy.
mean, Scott, we're on a huge win streak right now.
Look at this
We're
guy.
One of two teams left with a winning with an undefeated division record. I mean,
Giants only
What
have
can
one
you say?
division win.
they have one division win. Yeah, you do have a
Against
division
Washington.
tie though.
We do have a division tie.
Not something the Niners are getting.
Oh,
harder to do.
Much harder to do. That's the hardest thing to do in football.
it's more than I'm gonna get, bro. So
So sad, Zach. I hope Cliff's watching.
Cliff!
Cliff prays on Zach's
Cliffy, where
sadness
are you?
demise.
He
You
does.
We haven't
Cliff-
had Cliff on in a
Cliffy,
bit.
chat in.
Cliff, we need Cliff on here soon.
You got Cliff has to patch in. He's got to patch in.
Cliff messages Matt pictures of me from this show or from other social media outlets and describes how sad or surprisingly happy I look. Favorite thing.
All right, that's just really disturbing. Zach, I promise you, I will never do that.
That's good. I appreciate that. Can
No,
I
will never do that.
offer the surprise player of Mac Jones, who had a really strong year last year and has been largely disappointing on this Patriots team?
That's a good
Abysmal.
one.
With some
Abysmal.
new weapons, some new offensive linemen through draft and free agency, some new receiver weapons, and the same good old fashioned Bill. But no Josh McDaniels, but still, I would call that a disappointing surprise.
Yeah,
how
I
do
would
you
agree.
how do you explain that play this week?
Which one?
I mean,
The
Stupidity
Chandler
on the-
Jones Superman play.
Stupidity.
Eric, can you explain it from a Pats fan?
Don't make Eric
perspective?
explain this
No, it
play.
literally
That's
was like-
violently egregious.
Well, he can't explain it, obviously. I'm just asking because he probably has thoughts.
Well, no, I mean, they literally said, I mean, anyone, they're going to overtime. Play for overtime at that point. You're running a run play. Oh, he got a decent amount of yardage. Like, don't dump it off. And then Jacoby Myers, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Just throwing it off 30
he
yards.
threw that ball 25 yards across field.
Yeah.
Backwards.
And let me tell you something. McCorkle Jones could have saved that play had he put his shoulder into Chandler Jones instead of trying to hug him while he fell.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Or just like a shoestring tackle. Just get something. Like
He
trip him up.
he
at
literally,
least.
Wait,
he literally goes like this. He goes,
Oh,
he
wait,
fell
wait,
with
wait,
him.
and die.
There goes Iron Man. Iron Man's down. Wait a
Bye,
minute.
Iron Man.
And I wasn't even, the worst part of it was I was at Archie's, and where I was like sitting, I had to like kind of angle myself to watch the TV. So I was like, I saw how much time was left. I was like, all right, we're going to overtime. And I like kind of sat back and relaxed in my chair. I didn't even watch the play live. Literally did not even watch the play live because I didn't think that was going to happen. Like, no one thought that was going to happen.
That's exactly what my buddy Zach, he said the same exact thing. He was like, I literally turned to the what was the other game? The Jets game might have been on. Another game was on that he had thrown a bet down on. And he was like, I'm going to go watch this game. They're going to go to overtime, and then I'll flip back to it. And then all of a sudden on his screen, it pops up and it's like, Patriots lose.
Yeah, it was bad.
Terrible. Terrible.
So, Eric, what's your ugly sweater? Is that like the grumpy lobster boat captain on there?
It's
Show
Grumpy
it.
lobster boat captain.
Bill Belichick. Let's
Yeah.
part
He might as
Yeah,
well
it
be
is the grumpy
boat
lobster
captain.
boat captain. There
Yeah.
he is.
pretty much.
All right.
Brutal.
So I got one more question. What are you asking for Santa? I'll give you my first. So if you're shopping for me, I wear a size 100-acre ranch,
What?
a 100-acre size ranch, and and Beth can be included. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Beth from
very
Yellowstone.
nice.
Yeah, you got
Oh,
it.
there you go, Scott.
100 acre size ranch is my size. That's what that's what fits.
Okay.
Next.
Very
Fair enough.
beautiful.
All right, Hark, what are you asking for Christmas?
Big East tournament tickets. I think
Ooh.
Nice. Oh, I forgot UConn is
Oh.
Two.
Two.
There are two.
Dose.
Saw that. Hey, what happened in the bowl game though the other night?
Yeah, that was
Stink
bad.
at football. Let's
Right.
just stick to basketball.
Okay. Yeah, I know it didn't go well.
It's basketball season.
All
We'll
right.
get it right.
Yeah, I don't watch college ball till January. So anyway, but I saw UConn was 2.
Yes.
And and Purdue is 1, I think.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, I saw that.
they're playing tonight against a useless team.
I believe.
Matt, do you miss calling games? You must.
Yeah, I do miss it, especially since we were like middling in the 15 to 25 range, last year,
We kissed 15 last year. We kissed it.
and now we're 2.
Luigi,
So like, imagine
never
if
kiss
I
a
was
15-year-old. Please just
Oh,
don't
geez.
do that. I don't wanna-
well, imagine if I was calling the number 2 team in the country. Like, that would be an unreal experience. So
You'd be on ESPN all the time.
exactly. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Luigi, what'd you ask for?
I asked for some clothes and some golfing accessories.
Interesting.
And for a
Yeah.
49ers Super Bowl.
Oh,
Oh, Santa.
Yeah, but-
Santa.
So-
I would give up
so
I would
Luigi,
give up my Christmas bonus for a 49ers Super Bowl. I'll
Oh,
just
I
say
know
that
you would.
now.
It
well,
would
you can
cost
dole
your
that out
Christmas
to the rest of
bonus.
us then. That's all good. So Luigi, how many strokes are you behind Eric? You guys must have played together, yeah? 9, 18?
Eric's mid-range iron game is impeccable from all that par 3 golf he plays.
That's
All right.
my
I'm
game.
just asking. I know he missed some shows because he was late on the golf course.
Zach Smola thinks he's the best golfer in this room, but
Ooh.
that's
I am
not
the best-
true.
I am the best golfer.
Oh, I like
Ooh.
this. I like this going into the spring.
I
He
am
may be-
certainly the worst golfer in this room, but I will
We,
get there.
we got some hot stick lead going here now. It's this is good.
Zach may be better when he's not playing with me, but he gets way under pressure when he is playing with
It's
me.
just you, dude. I don't know why. Whenever I have to play anything against you, I just can't do it.
You see what I do here?
Doesn't
I am the
matter.
instigator.
It's
My
so
game's
mental.
done. I love
No,
it.
It's
Scott.
mental.
Scott, do you have anybody like that? You have to have someone like
course I
for
do.
for my girlfriend. It's her dad. Whenever she plays games against her dad, she wants to win so bad that she overthinks it and loses. That's what happens when I play Matt.
I own 180.
That was a lot of
180
He
TMI
owns
right
the
there,
100
man. That
acres
was a
that
lot of
Scott's
TMI.
looking for in Zach's brain.
I own a 180 acre ranch in Zach's mind.
He does. I don't
And you're
understand.
living rent free.
I have horses. I have a full golf course going.
He's got a
And you got a
butler,
ski
everything.
and you got a ski area too.
Oh, I
right
got
in
an
there,
indoor
too.
ski area as well. Yeah.
It's all that's beautiful. Beautiful.
There was what did I shoot? Remember we played 9 with Antonio and I shot that was a 1 over.
Yeah, you do shoot well sometimes. Not all the time.
All right, who hasn't given their thing to Santa? yet?
Zach, you can go. You're the Grinch.
I stole Christmas, so I got everybody's gifts. I am going for a wardrobe upgrade, big time, and a lot of shoes going on this year, which I'm happy about. But I'm the tooth man, so I got to put some tooth in there. I got a water pick. I'm excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is the saddest list I've ever seen. I got
You don't
a water
sleep.
pick.
Don't sleep
Scott-
on the water pick, dude.
Scott,
It
we're not
cleans
very
the gums up nice.
materialistic men here.
Yeah, I just want to
You know
feel
what?
good
And,
about my gums.
and that's why I like you guys. That's why I like you guys.
Zach just likes when his mouth's filled with water.
Oh Jesus.
Well, yeah, sure.
Scott, I asked for a
Yes.
Kayvon Thibodeau jersey. And not just the normal one. I asked for the retro,
the throwback.
the
Oh,
legacy throwback.
Dude, I tried to get. So let's see. Whatever, I don't remember what game it was. The whiteout game. So it was the Monday night game against. It was the whiteout game. Was it Green Bay? Who was it?
Cowboys.
The whiteout game. Cowboys. Yeah, the whiteout game. I could not get a Kayvon number 5. I couldn't get a white one. I couldn't get a blue one. I couldn't do anything. So I ended up buying a second Barkley t-shirt that was white. I couldn't get one. I couldn't get a Kayvon. So yeah. You know what? I think I will ask Christmas Stacy for a Kayvon.
There you go.
Christmas
Yeah, no, I
Stacy.
mean, I hope I don't have the same luck that you did without getting it. So I hope I wake up Christmas morning and it's there. But I am excited.
Nice, well done. Nice. Oh, and one more thing before we go. So we had one of the best tailgates ever. You boys weren't there, but we had all 7 McGrath siblings there. So I got
Wow.
a sibling card punched by all 7 at the same time. I think I'm the only person alive to have that. So there we go. Big shout out to all the McGrath siblings. We had a great tailgate. It was wonderful.
That's awesome.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
All right, boys. Peace out. Have a great show.
Thank you,
Glad to-
Scott.
So
Bye,
long,
Scott.
Scott.
Glad to be back. Oh, wait. And I'm trying to get a new sponsor. My 4th hat, Vivac Winery in New Mexico. Michelle, she's from New Jersey. She has Jersey connections. Let's go, Michelle. Let's do
Shout
the
out
segment.
VBAC.
Scott segments sponsored by VVAC.
Oh, yeah.
We'll call
Well,
him up, Scott. How about that?
powered by
We'll send him an
VVAC.
email.
Oh,
Powered by
Powered.
VBAC.
Yeah.
oh, she's like, anyway. All right, boys. Good night. Take care. And
Thanks,
as
Scott.
always,
Good
See
to
you,
see you.
Scott.
peace from Uruguay.
Peace. From Uruguay. Damn.
Scott from D11. He's
That was
back in the
fun.
country. Very
That was
fun.
fun. We
Eric,
need Cliff in here.
yeah, dude, I just saw Cliff chiming in the chat.
What did he
Get
say?
Cliff in here now.
I'll
What did the
email it to
Esmeralda
him.
say?
He already sent the email. Get him in here.
Come on, Cliff.
Get
What
in
did the
here,
Esmeralda
Cliff.
say?
You know what you want to
We
come
need
in
ya.
here. Come on.
Oh, Broncos Jets talk. Let's get it.
I don't
Let's
want to.
get it.
Ugh. I had to explain. Okay, so most people who are listening to this won't understand this, but you guys will know Jordy. I had to explain to her on the ride up to Boston how bad the Broncos are, and it hurt so bad. She knew Russ. I had to tell her it was Ciara's husband. She knew who it was, and then, oh my god, it was miserable. It was about
Doesn't
20
it suck
minutes.
when like your favorite team is like a great deal of your life and it's just terrible and it hurts to talk about it?
I don't want it. Yeah, like I just don't want to talk about it.
I've dealt with that for the last decade, so I
Yeah.
feel that. This year I don't know how to feel. I feel very weird. Like I know we have 8 wins, but it doesn't feel like that essentially because I've just dealt with so much grief.
Yeah, well, that's what I got. I understand your pain. Like when someone asks me what team I like, sometimes I feel like just saying I don't watch football. Just like avoid the conversation. Like I feel like
Yeah. I just host this this radio show and we have like over 300 followers on Instagram, but I hate football. I don't watch it.
next
All
year, if you ask me, maybe I like the Broncos.
Most of our content happens to be centered around my team sucking.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring in Cliff. Let's get Cliff in here with the Christmas spirit. Let's see if he's beard or beardless. I'm
Oh,
interested
yeah,
to
this is-
see.
I vote beard.
Cliff Esmeralda, football guy. Cliff.
Can't hear you guys.
Hello,
Cliff.
Cliff. Are
Now
you
can you
here?
hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Cliff.
Okay, this is very impromptu, boys. Very impromptu. I just took a
This is very
shower.
impromptu.
Just got out of the shower. I didn't use a whatever pick that Zach uses, but I just flossed my teeth like a normal person. But
I was gonna start this off peaceful and give you a compliment, Cliff, but it seems like we're not going that direction.
War. We want war.
and it's always a fight between me and Zach. But it's peaceful time on Earth right now. It's Christmas time. We need to be kind to each other, even though your Broncos suck.
Wow.
Oh
He
shoot.
doesn't know how to react. He's flabbergasted.
Cliff,
But
you know who doesn't suck, Cliff?
who?
The New York Football Jets.
No, they suck. They do suck still. they
all
just
right.
don't suck as much as Zach thought they would at the beginning of the season. you know?
Yeah.
He's like, 5 wins in the middle. Well, you know what? They are what? They have 7 wins on the season.
7-7.
You know what?
beat
That's
me
a
by
heck of a
7.
lot better than most people thought we'd be. I told you guys beginning of the season, 8-9 or 9-8, I think is our ceiling. I still think that's where we're gonna end up. And it was a good run. It's just unfortunate that the quarterback position didn't really pan out. And we're not really sure who our quarterback is. It could be me by the end of the year. Who knows? I would probably rather have Matty McGee than Zach Wilson right now.
That's fair, Cliff. All right, Cliff, you have 3 more games on the season. We'll start with the Jags tomorrow night. Jags are hot. How are we feeling?
Well, the thing is, I'm confident because Lawrence is still a very young quarterback, and we have a defense that's really good at confusing quarterbacks and making them have to make difficult throws into players like Sauce Gardner, DJ Reed, guys like that. So I'm very confident we can hold them under 20 points if it comes down to it. I think the Jets win this game. I don't know if it's not going to be comfortable because is Mike White going to be back in time for the game?
No,
I don't think so.
Playing.
So that's the thing. If Wilson's playing, I don't have confidence in that offense unless like Zonovan Knight has an absolutely amazing game. But yeah, I love Zach's hat. It's just making me giggle. You look like a little girl over here. It just makes me so happy, this hat.
Well, actually, I think it is a kid's size. I just picked it off the shelf and didn't try it on, and it does not fit at all.
That's nice. Zach, could you crack a smile for us, please? For the love of God. Oh, my God. That's scary. You're going to scare the children.
I'm just hanging out, Cliff.
Cliff, you've been hot in the DMs lately saying how miserable Zach has been.
Zach just always he's always got a puss on his face.
I'm just hanging out, dog. I don't know what to tell you.
You're getting a toothpick for Christmas or whatever the hell it is.
Cliff, we're going to put up a poll. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or the next day. With the last show we had, we were talking about, so Broncos play the Rams at 4:30 on Christmas Day. We're gonna put up a poll as to whether Zach should be cooking with his family and not watching the game, or whether he should be watching the game and giving the Phire Football Radio story updates. Which way do you swing?
I don't know, how good is Zach at cooking dinner?
He's pretty good. He's pretty good.
That's good to know. Well, I mean, Zach's Italian, right?
I think he's Mexican.
Closer to Mexican than he is Italian.
Well, the Mexicans know how to cook. That's and I'm a big cook myself. So if it comes to cooking, which I really love, and watching the Jets, I'd probably rather cook for my family than watch the Jets. And I don't know where Zach's boat is, but they're officially out of the playoffs. So, why watch them in probably a crummy game against the Rams?
Oh yeah.
Because it'll be funny to force Zach to do it.
I want to see Zach live stream.
Have him cook while
It's
watching.
just gonna be sad. I don't know what the entertainment value is. It's gonna
Because
be like,
it's
hey
sad.
guys,
To make
checking
you
in.
sad.
We threw another pick. Here's my spaghetti. Hope you're having a good Christmas. It's just gonna be shitty. Like
I
don't
got a
understand.
toothpick earlier today.
This is how you use a water pick. If anyone's interested, by
Yeah,
the way.
Zach's just there picking his gums, just moping.
Rams just scored.
Oh yeah, that should also be a part of it. He has to use the water pick every time a score happens.
I'm gonna ruin my gums over this game. Like blood raining
It'll
down.
show your true grit in the dentistry field.
No, that's not how that works at all.
Show your grit on Christmas Day.
Help
Well, the
you, your
Broncos
gums.
play the Rams.
Why don't I just get a fire hose and just spray my face every time?
You can do that too. That's an option.
I'm down for all of these options.
You
They
should
sound
do
fun.
every time the Broncos score, you have to like brush your teeth and freaking hose your mouth, which will probably only do once the entire game.
What kind of weird combo is this? What kind of
It's
punishment
fun.
is this?
You're a dentist.
Every
Clean
time your
mouth.
team gives up a score, you have to clean your mouth. And show us cleaning your mouth.
You're going to be all set for the dentist. You're not going to have to go for the next couple of years. Actually, I should retract that statement. The amount of times the Broncos will score, you're probably going to have to go to the dentist a lot because you're not going to be having a very clean mouth.
Yeah.
JT Maloney says, Small Burger, eat the shoe.
Eat the shoe.
I don't got to eat no shoes. Technically, Matt owes us 2 shoes, but that
No.
is expired.
Do you understand what happened? The bet carried over into this year because you didn't do anything about it. You didn't award any
No, that's
bet.
not. It just cancels like a bad coupon or
No.
something.
Eric, he didn't award himself the bet. So I think it carried over into this year, and now the Giants have clearly won that battle. I think you have to eat the shoe on Christmas
Eat
Day.
the shoe.
Also, JT, I thought we were boys. Why are you selling me out to the shoe?
Burger eats shoe.
Say something, Matt. if Zach is eating shoes, now it makes sense why he needs the water pick. Makes
Yeah, I don't want any of that corduroy getting stuck in my gums, Cliff.
Who wears corduroy shoes?
I don't know. It was the first material that came to my head.
Dentists wear corduroy shoes.
Those would be the dirtiest shoes ever.
That would
you-
be disgusting. Yeah.
options. You got leather, you got suede, you got plastic. There's a lot of different options, Zach.
But he went with corduroy shoes.
I went with corduroy, the only one that is not.
Not
shoe
shoe
material.
material.
Yeah, my brick shoes with cement.
All right, Cliff. So the Jets are still fighting. Back to topic. They're still fighting around. I want you to give us your favorite for the Super Bowl in the NFC and your favorite for the Super Bowl in the AFC as it stands now.
Well, our neighbor's a Bills fan. Not Ryan, obviously, he's a Pats fan, but his dad's a Bills fan. So we have a love relationship with the Bills, even though they're in our division. I really expect the Bills are just that good of a team that they're going to come out of the AFC. I don't think the Chargers are good enough. I don't think the Ravens, Chiefs are great, but I think the Bills will have their number this year if they play them. So I really think it will come down to that. I don't think the Dolphins are a complete team. Like, I don't think Tua, if you tell Tua, hey, we need this 3rd and 9 or, long 3rd and whatever it is, I don't have confidence he could get it. Josh Allen could get you it on the ground and with his arm. So I would go them in the AFC. NFC's really tough. NFC's really, really tough. Can you give me, Matt, the top teams right now in the NFC off the top of your head?
So we're going to go Eagles.
Oh, Eagles, obviously, yeah.
And then the 49ers. And look how
Cowboys.
Luigi is staring at you right now.
Oh, so you know what? Everybody was giving so much shit to Luigi about the 49ers, and I haven't talked to you guys in a while. They've turned out pretty good considering they got 2 quarterbacks done for the year in the same season. They're doing pretty damn good.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good over here.
So I would
Pretty
say,
good.
hey, Hulk Hogan, let's calm down over there. I would say, this comes down to how well they scheme. They have really, really good coaching. And the fact that you can overcome 2 major, losses to your team, 2 great quarterbacks leaving all of a sudden, and you're stuck with Brock Purdy, who's looking like the next Tom Brady. I would say, I hate to say it, Luigi, I think, actually, you know what? In a surprise move, I'm going to turn around and give some Christmas joy to Luigi. I think the 49ers,
Yeah.
I think they're for real this year. I think if Purdy can keep on going, this defense can drive them to the NFC Championship game and into the Super Bowl.
Damn straight, Cliff. Damn.
But you got to watch out for Hurts. You got to watch out for Hurts because he can
I
go
agree.
for yards.
He can. He can play some good football.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Not as good as
I
that
think the
Niners
Eagles are the
defense.
real challengers, I guess the 49ers would be the challengers to the Eagles since they're the 1 seed.
Yeah.
But yeah, appreciate it, Cliff. Anything else before we head on?
Are the Giants 7-7?
They're 8-5-1. They have
They're
a tie as well.
8-5. Oh, geez, the tie. The 8. Matt, do you think they're do you see them going past the first round if they make the playoffs?
No.
Okay,
No.
yeah. So you're
Listen,
that.
Feed me
the
Giants.
So for perspective, right now they'd be playing the 49ers obviously on the road since the Niners are the 3 seed. Oh, we didn't mention the Vikings, Cliff. Are they pretenders? Are they real?
Freaking hate that guy, that quarterback. I hate Kirk Cousins. He dissed the Jets a couple years ago when he was a free agent. I don't like him. His stupid chain, he's acting like an idiot. I hope somebody takes his legs out, chops his legs from underneath him.
What is wrong with you?
Well, I thought this was Christmas joy.
He
What is
not-
the hate in your heart? Are you Krampus?
Where'd the mustache come from? What's going on?
I sprouted it like a real man. Get out of here.
Are you insinuating something? I have more hair on my pinky than you have on your entire body.
Show me that hairy pinky. I don't believe that.
Actually, not that hairy right now. I will have to defer to another day when it looks hairier.
All
Oh,
right,
this is
Cliff. So
too
we got your perspective on the Vikings.
Matt, okay, so on the Vikings, I think they have a complete team. I just don't think Kirk Cousins is like top tier guy. I don't think he really shows up in the big games. He just, he puts up big numbers when it matters, but not like, divisional playoff game, you're down by a touchdown. Can you drive a team down the field and get a touchdown? I don't know if he could do that. Even though he's got Justin Jefferson, he's an absolute beast. He's got Cook as the running back. So I think they have everybody around him. I just don't know if he can make the plays to win them the games. But the real topic, Matt, not football related. How about my Mets?
Oh, overnight, Cliff.
I know. I was Correa out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, a 12-year contract.
Yeah, I'm not really happy about that, but it's Uncle Stevie's money. Just let him spend it.
Guess so.
Uncle Stevie has spent $806 million this offseason.
That's like $8.06 for him.
Exactly, Cliff. Yeah, I mean, Correa, Verlander, you got Nimmo back, Diaz is back. You did a lot
Yeah.
this offseason.
Yeah, all we need to do is sign Phire Football to a deal, and then we'll be all set.
Yeah,
Get rid of Gary and Keith in the booth. We'll sub in.
Okay, let's not go that far, Matt. I love me some Zach and Luigi and Matt and Eric, but you can't get rid of the boys.
That's true. But Cliff, we appreciate you coming on, my friend. We haven't seen you in a long time. It's been really fun. Hope you have a great Christmas, Cliff.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Cliff.
Thank you, guys. It was so long that Eric's email went to my junk. That's why I couldn't get it so long. But happy holidays to everybody who doesn't celebrate Christmas. But Merry Christmas, happy holidays. All my best to all you guys going into the new year.
You too, brother.
Thanks, Cliff.
Peace.
Go Jets tomorrow.
Yeah,
Go Jets.
Yeah.
whatever you say, Cliff.
So sad. Such a sad dentiste.
And now I retract my mustache.
Oh, so you were lying this whole time to Cliff.
No, I just sucked it back in. I have control over it.
Wow.
All right. Fun stuff with Cliff and Scott from D11. I see the League of Zest is in the chat. We haven't talked to the League of Zest in quite a while. I'm not sure if he's interested in coming on as well.
Does he want to join? Get him in here. Get the League of Zest in here. Come on.
If the League of Zest wants to join the League of Zest, please respond and
Please
send Eric
respond.
your email.
Get the League of Zest in here.
The Bills had a big win against the Dolphins. I feel like we should be talking about that. And they're now the 1 seed, obviously still in the AFC. So a lot has happened since we talked with the League of Zest. Eric, the Chiefs super fan robbing banks.
Yeah, did you guys see that?
I did.
I did not. I don't know what you're talking about.
So there's a guy.
The League of Zest wants in.
Well, the League of Zest, do you have the League of Zest email?
I'll text it to him and see if that works.
Oh, that works perfectly.
That'll
then.
work.
Yeah. All right, League, we're bringing it to you. Yeah, no, the bank robbing was nuts.
Yeah, so it's this guy, Chiefsaholic, who on social media is known like he goes to every single home or away Chiefs game, drives to all of them. And he got caught on the way to. Someone realized he wasn't at the Houston game this past weekend. They're like, oh, where is he? What happened? Someone put it together that he got caught robbing a bank on his way to the game.
I wonder how he pays for all of those games.
So that's what it seems like, is that away games, he's just robbing banks. But then it was put together that, so he wears a full Wolfman costume. So he wears like a Wolfman mask, full costume. There's another guy who robs a bank. That's a bank robber that wears this costume to rob banks, but it's not him.
Oh, this wasn't him?
So this is Chiefsaholic. This guy robbed a bank, but he didn't do it wearing the wolf costume.
Yeah, because people were like, oh, look, he's so discreet. No one will ever know it's him. And it was this entire costume.
No, it's a different guy wearing, like, a different bank robber wears that, apparently.
Okay.
Which is the perfect crime, honestly. Especially that the guy who is known for wearing that is actually also a bank robber.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So the Chiefs, don't mess with Chiefs fans, I guess.
Don't mess with the Chief super fan. I think he did like a fundraiser too, or something like that, where he like raised money, and they were like, "Oh, wonder where all this money's funneling from."
God, that's
Crazy.
so funny.
All right, we're waiting for League of Zest. Yeah, some crazy games. I mean, we kind of touched on Colts Vikings. Colts were up 33-0 at the half. Vikings ended up winning it 39-36, and with the biggest regular season comeback in NFL history. Matt Ryan, the GOAT, now owns the Super Bowl and NFL history biggest blown leads of all time. He was a part of both of those games. Unfortunate for Matt Ryan, and he was benched. So, all right, let's bring in the League of Zest. He's here. Let's talk to the league. We haven't talked to him in quite some time.
Griffin.
What's up?
League of Zest.
The League of Zest.
Happy holidays, everyone. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy holidays.
Fire football listeners. It's been a while. It's been too long since I've talked to you gentlemen last.
I know, brother. I know.
Last time I saw Mr. McGrath was the day of the Bills-Vikings game, which will probably be the worst game this season. And but we've been better since then. We've been able to rebound. So have you?
Yeah, you got to the low point where you said the season was over after that game.
I did.
And that was over a month ago. And now you're 11-3 and have the AFC lead in with the 1 seed. So how are we feeling?
Oh, amazing. One win away from clinching the division for the 3rd year in a row. Sorry, Eric. It feels good. It feels good though.
Sorry.
Good, Griff. Tell us about this
It was
weekend.
on
You watched the
top.
Dolphins-Bills game.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So I was able to watch it with my family, and which was nice. I wish there was a little bit more snow, because I mean, that was the whole thing leading up to that week was, it's gonna be this huge snow game. Talk about how the Dolphins are ridiculous for trying to get a penalty called on the fans for throwing snowballs.
They did get a
No rule.
penalty called.
There is no rule. There is no rule that says that you can charge a penalty. But I mean, that game was awesome. We had a few guys show up. James Cook got a touchdown, or Naheem Hines got a touchdown. We're definitely in the right track heading towards playoffs, which I'm happy about.
Offense is clicking.
Josh hasn't thrown as many interceptions. Actually, he didn't throw a single interception, which is good. He had the fumble, but I mean, that's it. Offensive line issue, which I think is our biggest thing. Our secondary and our offensive line is my biggest worry. I know you guys talked about earlier in the show, like some of the rookie DBs and how well they've been doing, but Khair Elam is not one of those rookies who's been doing well. He hasn't been starting, and I think that's really a sign of how he's just not ready yet. But usually, like Trey White came in when he was a rookie and was able to start and has started ever since. But I mean, I'm worried about that. Obviously, having Micah Hyde and now Von Miller. I haven't talked to you guys since Von Miller got his injury.
Well, you didn't want to talk about it. You swiped up on our story and you were like, "Don't even talk to me." And we weren't directly talking to you at all, but the message was heard loud and clear. So now that it's been a couple of weeks, you want to talk about it? Like, I mean, it was damaging at the time.
It's still damaging because when we signed him, we're signing him so those 13 seconds can't happen again. We're signing him for the playoffs. We're signing him because he's the closer. That's what he does. And that's what he had been doing all season. He was great at closing games out. And just to have that and just him be gone for the rest of the season, I think that the young guys are going to have to step up. I mean, they already have. Shaq Lawson had a good game on Saturday. But like the other guys, Russo had a good game too. He's been really stepping up his game. But I mean, Von's still in the building. He's still giving his insight. So I mean, grateful for that. But yeah, a huge loss.
Yeah, his presence in the locker room obviously is invaluable, but his presence on the field sometimes is invaluable as well. Especially if you're hoping for a deep playoff run into a potential Super Bowl. Especially with the way he played in the Super Bowl and the playoffs last year on the Rams team, basically a rental from the Broncos for the back half of the season. So yeah, it stinks, but either way, I mean, this team is playing well all around, and you couldn't drop to the Dolphins and expect to get the 1 seed. Essentially, like you couldn't lose out on both, and then you have an easier game this week, right? I'm blanking.
Chicago.
Yep.
Yeah, you have Chicago. Now, we haven't talked about the weather, and they're not even going to be in Buffalo this week, but the weather across
Chicago.
these games. Have you seen this?
The country is experiencing an Arctic chill. Apparently, some air from the Arctic Circle slipped through the jet stream on the west coast through Canada, spilling through the Midwest right now, which is experiencing minus 50-degree wind chill as we're talking right now, and it's supposed to be continued.
Yeah, the Bills-Bears game at kickoff, the feel-like temperature will be negative 11 degrees.
Yeah.
And like
Cold. That's cold.
there's 6 different games that are under 7 degrees at game time. Seahawks, Chiefs, -6. Saints, Browns, -9. Texans at the Titans, 5 degrees. It's going to be 5 degrees in Nashville. Like it's insane. And then even in Baltimore, 7 degrees. And then Pittsburgh with the Raiders is going to be -4.
Holy cow. Got some cold football this week, gentlemen.
Yeah, and the Giants are playing in Minnesota, but imagine if they weren't playing in a dome.
Minnesota right now, I think the feel like was minus 40 today.
Oh my God. Well, remember the season where they were building the new stadium and they played at the University of Minnesota?
Mhm.
They played a playoff game there. It was, I think Cam Chancellor came out of it with frostbite. It was the Blair Walsh missed kick.
Oh, yes. Many moons.
But back to the Bills, Griff. We feel good about this week, obviously, no matter what the weather is, because Josh Allen's a warrior and doesn't care.
Josh Allen is tall.
He is also tall. That is correct. And then you have a divisional game in the back end, right?
We have Chicago. We have Cincinnati left. We have the Patriots left, right?
That's the last week, right? So
Yeah.
feeling good.
We have to win out. I'm worried about the Cincinnati game. Obviously, because
Since he's hot.
Because we need the 1 seed. We need those games in Buffalo. We can't go to Kansas City again, and Kansas City has the easiest schedule left, so they're not going to lose. I mean, they almost lost to the Texans.
That's true.
So close.
Don't count it out.
I know. But the Bears have a good run offense, and we've been shaky against the run, so I'm never going to count out the Bears, but I feel very, very good right now.
As you should. 11-3. If you win out, you'll end up 14-3 with the 1 seed. So still competitive.
We in the
football.
Super Bowl. Niners Bills Super Bowl. That's the
Griff,
talk
that
of
would be
this episode. That's what everyone's been saying.
I know. I
Would you guys have to go?
No, we can't go. It'd be impossible.
Yeah.
We were talking about this a couple weeks ago. It's the same weekend as the Waste Management Open. If you didn't book a hotel like a year ago,
Arizona.
you could not get in.
That's right.
Oh,
Well, if that happens, we'll have to all watch it together in some form.
I don't know. I don't want to be in the same room as Griff that day.
I don't know.
wanna-
We might say something.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt his feelings at all. And I love the Bills. I love the Bills.
I love the Niners too. Like, it's like if an NFC team's gonna win, I want it to be the Niners.
And if an AFC team's gonna win, I want it to be the Bills.
Exactly.
It's just, I would love to see that Super Bowl, but at the same time, I'd be so torn.
It wouldn't be good for our friendship.
I'd know who. Yeah, it would not be good for our friendship at all.
All right. Well, there's a lot more football to be played, so we'll speak on that when it's true. But
Yes.
League of Zest, Griffin, we appreciate
Thank
you coming
so
on, my
much,
friend.
gentlemen.
Thanks, Griff.
Thanks for joining.
Love
Merry
you,
Christmas.
Happy to
Thank
talk to you.
you,
Merry
Griff.
Christmas, Griff.
Jingle,
Happy New
jingle,
Year,
Griff.
brother.
All I want for Christmas is Smola to eat a shoe. So on a Bills Super Bowl, Smola to eat a shoe that he loves to eat. So. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a nice night.
Thanks, Griff.
Peace
Thanks,
out.
Sorry, Griff. Peace out, dude.
Awesome, man. Wow, what
Thank
a great
you, League
Christmas
of
gift
Zest.
we just got.
Yes, very much so. Zach, the crowd is calling for it, my friend.
I let you eat those shoes, man.
Eat a shoe. Eat a shoe. Eat a shoe. Eat a shoe.
No.
We'll see. We'll see what the poll decides. That'll be the truing. The
I'll
true
make a
tell.
stuffed clam that looks like a shoe. I'll eat that on Christmas.
In any form It doesn't matter. All right. Anything specific we want to touch on the doc?
We kind of touched everything a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like we
Yeah.
did. Cowboys kind of fumbled the bag
Heavily
against
fumbled the
the
bag.
Jags, but Jags played a nice game.
A lot of bags were fumbled this week.
A lot of bags of football, sticky boys.
Yeah, well,
Colts fumbled.
the Colts had the bag and then completely cut it open and just let it all go out.
I
Yeah,
don't even know how you score 33
they had
points
the leaky bag.
and give up 0 points and then still lose a football game.
Dude, did you guys watch? Did any of you watch? I watched the whole first half. Did you watch?
I
the
watched
first
the
half?
whole first half as well.
I
I
watched
didn't
the whole
really-
second half.
Get to
Oh.
watch
Oh,
much.
We
so
watched two completely different football games.
Yeah,
huh?
like they might as well have been completely two separate games.
Mm.
The Colts in the first, or the Vikings.
All the tweets. Jeff Saturday on a Saturday is dominant. Up 33-0 at half.
Well,
Yeah,
that was the whole story. It was like the first coach to have the name Saturday to play on a Saturday. It's like, all right, buddy, relax.
Love
Um,
ESPN stats, baby.
And
Oh,
they
yeah.
scored 33 points to start. And it wasn't even like the Colts doing anything good. It was the Vikings making stupid decisions.
Bad plays.
Going
Bad,
for it
bad
on
plays.
fourth down in your own territory, like your own 30-yard line in punt formation with like no like decent look on the outside receivers, like one-on-one coverage, not Justin Jefferson or even like Osborne. It was their fifth best wide receiver on the outside. They were like, okay, like you need to have an audible out of that. They didn't audible. They snapped it to the punter and was like, okay, let's see what our best punter's throw can be here on like a 4th and 5 in your own territory. Didn't get it. They come down and score. Then the pick 6 with Kirk Cousins, I don't know what he was looking at, completely got jumped on the route. It was like everything was going the Colts direction, and then it completely swung the other way for the Vikings. So yeah, we really
Bad.
did watch two separate games of football.
We really did.
Yeah, because they look good in the second half, the Vikings. So
They looked great.
Really good.
And then like that Dalvin Cook screen was insane.
Yeah, it was.
And just no one could
86
catch up to him.
yards to the
Yeah.
house.
Nuts. Eagles hung on against the Bears 13-1, as we mentioned. Fields with another incredibly insane run. They need to get something around
That
him.
run was one of the wildest things.
That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he was like, I was on the field. and he was like, okay, I think that. And he was like breaking it down because initially like he got rushed in the pocket. Hassan Reddick like wrapped him up. And he was like, Hassan Reddick's a freaking strong dude. Like if Hassan Reddick's going to wrap you up from, around the waist, he's going to get you down. And then Fields just did like this duck move where he just like ducked and like completely swivel moved him or swim dove him underneath. Flying goes Hassan Reddick. Then he gets out of the pocket. He's like jib jabbing all over the place. And I don't even know who their linebacker
I thought he was
was
going out of bounds like 3 different times on that play.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, and then he did the spin move at the end to get into the end zone. And like, I
Wild.
think, yeah, he didn't end up scoring. I think they called him out at like the 4-yard line, but
Yeah.
nuts. Like
Insane.
incredible that he could even get to the end zone. He's the legit deal. They need to get some stuff around him now.
a lot of stuff around him right now.
So we'll see what they do with Fields.
Oh, if the
Um,
49ers just drafted that guy, man.
I think at the time we had him going.
I wanted him. That was the guy I thought we were taking at 3. I thought that's who we traded up to get at 3.
Well,
I
like
wanted him so
after
bad.
everything you saw from Ohio State and like the way that, like the whole point of drafting Trey Lance was to elevate the offense because of his running ability and his throwing ability. And we're like, and then they trade for 3 first-rounders. We're like, or they trade the 3 first-rounders for the 3rd overall pick. We're like, oh crap! Like they're going full in on the Ohio State quarterback who was a Heisman candidate, and nope, they go with Trey Lance. It was just
At least it wasn't McCorkle.
Yeah, but even so, like last year, he had a solid year. And like, who knows if he wasn't in the Patriots offense, what he'd be doing with the 49ers right now. Like maybe he'd be like,
Brock Purdy.
He'd be
That's
Brock
what he
Purdy.
would be.
Probably.
Exactly.
I mean, that offense is really built for that.
And that's all he would need to be. And that's kind of what he was with the Pats offense last year because they were running the ball really well. I listened to an old show and I was like, McCorkle had a really solid season last year and it's been a
Yeah.
completely dip off. And I was listening to a previous show. And it was
Oh,
what?
the Pro Bowl rosters just dropped.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
saw that.
Keep
We can
going, Matt.
let's chat about that.
I'll pull
after
him
this.
up. Yeah, I'll pull him up.
So I listened to an old show, and it was right at the peak when the Patriots were like on an 8-game win streak or something like that. Remember that, Eric? When it was
Yeah.
like week 10 or week 9 or something like
Yeah.
that, where they were like 8-2, 8-3, something like that. And they had just mollywomped the Cleveland Browns 40-0.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We were like
We're like, this is a Super Bowl
very
team.
high on Mac then.
Very high on Mac, like Super Bowl defense, like good enough offense around this rookie quarterback that's just figuring it out because of Bill and Josh McDaniels. And we were like, I think I went through the games. I was like, they're scoring on a ridiculous rate. And it was like, they scored 56 points against the Jets a couple weeks before. Then they had like 28, 27. Like they were putting up 30 bombs out of like every week. And it's just so weird they lost Josh McDaniels, but they didn't honestly lose all that much on offense. Like Stevenson's now better in his second year. It doesn't make all that much sense to me. I mean, Eric, you have to go out for like a competent OC that's outside the organization, you would assume, right?
I think they need Bill O'Brien is who they need.
Ooh, Billy O.B.
That would be, I mean, he was another guy. It was really the 3 guys that were successful as OC were him, McDaniels, and Charlie Weiss. So Bill O'Brien's really the only guy that's still available that they could go and get. I don't get why they wouldn't at least look at him.
It's facts. It's
Okay.
very true. Yeah, let's see the Pro Bowls. Before that, Mr. Smolla says mollywomp, ? Yes, mollywomped.
That means smushes into the ground so bad that it's unrecognizable.
Indeed. All right, let's hear him.
All right. So for the quarterbacks, very expected. In the AFC, we got the starter is Mahomes, backed up by Allen and Burrow. In the NFC, we have Hurts as the starter, backed up by Geno Smith and Kirk Thuggins.
Ooh, Kirk Thuggins.
Running backs, AFC, very expected. The AFC roster from top to bottom, very expected. The NFC, there's some surprises, but running backs, we have Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, and Derrick Henry for the AFC. And for the NFC, we have Saquon Barkley as the starter, Tony Pollard as the 2, and Sanders, as in Miles, from Philadelphia. No 49ers running back, Christian McCaffrey, I may add. And the fullbacks are Pat Ricard for the Ravens and Kyle Juszczyk for the 49ers, the guys that make it every year. Wide receivers, start with the NFC. We have Jay Jets and A.J. Brown as the starters, with CeeDee Lamb and McLaurin as the 2 backups. On the AFC roster, we have starting with Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs, with Devontae and Jamar Chase backing them up. The 2 tight ends, atypical, Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews for the AFC. And for the NFC, our 2 tight ends, George Kittle and TJ Hawkinson.
Ooh, TJ.
TJ Hawkinson makes it. He had a very good start with the Lions this year. Now we move on to offensive tackle. Starting for the AFC is Laramie Tunsil and Teron Armstead, with Orlando Brown backing them up. Starting for the NFC, we have, as usual, Trent Williams and Lane Johnson, with Tristan Wirfs backing them up. Guard.
Oh, wait, that was for the NFC?
That's the NFC.
Ooh, no Andrew
And no
Thomas.
Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas started to fall off a little bit towards the end of the year.
He's still I think he was at 4 in the PFF.
Matt, what I'm
rankings.
expecting is either Trent Williams or Lane Johnson will be in the Super Bowl. Therefore, your beloved Andrew Thomas will make it into the Pro Bowl this year.
Andrew Thomas and Saquon in the Pro Bowl.
Guards for the NFC, we have Zach Martin and Landon Dickerson, with Chris Lindstrom, who is one of PFF's hot new stars, coming off the bench for the NFC. And then
he's
for the
really
AFC,
good.
He is very good. He's played a very good year. For the AFC, we have Joel Bitonio and Quentin Nelson. The 2 of them, I think, have been the Pro Bowl guards the past 3 years, 4 years straight, with Joe Tooney backing them up from the Chiefs. Our centers for the AFC are Creed Humphrey and Mitch Morse, or Mitch Morse, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. And then for the NFC, we have Jason Kelce, as expected, and Frank Ragnow from the Lions. Which rounds out, there is a Eagle in every position other than tight end on the offense,
Damn.
which is very, very impressive.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And fullback, but all right, defensively, I'm going to run through NFC first, then run to the AFC, just because I've been hopping back and forth here. Defensive ends, we have Nick Bosa and Brian Burns, backed up by DeMarcus Lawrence. Interior linemen, you know who it is, Aaron Donald and Jonathan Allen, with Sexy Dexy as the backup defensive interior.
At least he got it, because he was like
two Pro Bowlers, man.
earlier today. He was like 10th in the Pro Bowl voting, and everyone was freaking out on Twitter.
He's going to probably be an All-Pro.
He's had an All-Pro season.
Him and Chris Jones, maybe Quinnen Williams might sneak in there, but I think him and Chris Jones have been the clear-cut guys.
He's been so great for us.
OLB, we got Micah Parsons, as expected, with Zadarius Smith, and another Eagle, Hassan Reddick, makes his appearance in the Pro Bowl. Middle linebackers, typical. Fred Warner, Demario Davis, two guys that have been around for a while, doing it at the best of the best. Corners, got another Eagle, man. Darius Slay, Trayvon Diggs, Tariq Woolen, and Jair Alexander. At free safety, Quandre Diggs. Strong safeties are Buda Baker and Talanoa Hufanga. Woo! Another Niner.
Hufanga.
Yeah. And then for special teams, long snapper Andrew Topola from the Vikings, punter Tressway from the Commanders, kicker Jason Myers from the Seahawks. Cavante Turpin will be the punt returner for the Cowboys, and then the special teamer is Jeremy Reeves from the Commanders. Now back over to the AFC defense and special teams. We'll start off. The defensive ends are Miles Garrett, Max Crosby. Sorry, I put their names together. And Trey Hendrickson coming up to back the two of them up. Interior, we got Chris Jones and Quinnen Williams, two stars, and then Jeffrey Simmons is backing them up. Outside linebacker, this is a very peculiar one. I mean, only one of these guys really belongs on here. Matt Judon for the Patriots, starting with Khalil Mack, who really hasn't played much this season, and then another guy who hasn't played much, TJ Watt. This is a product of the fans voting in those last two picks. Inside linebackers, we have Roquan Smith and CJ Mosley, two guys that have been doing it well, two guys that did it out of big power SEC schools, Bama and Georgia. Cornerbacks, two starters are some young stars. Zachary, get that smile on your face, buddy.
Oh, I didn't see it.
So Sauce Gardner and Pat Surtain are your starting corners, first and a second-year corner in the AFC, which is incredible. And then Marlon Humphrey and Xavier Howard, two stars, backing them up. Free safety, the obvious choice, Minkah Fitzpatrick. And the strong safeties, we have Derwin James and Jordan Poyer. And then let me run through special teams. Long snapper Morgan Cox from Tennessee. Tommy Townsend, the punter from Chiefs. Place kicker, the one, the only, the guy, Justin Tucker from the Ravens. Devin Duvernay will be returning the punts from the Ravens. And Justin Hardy makes it from the Jets as a special teamer. Those are your 2022, 2023 NFL Pro Bowl rosters.
Woo! Excellent.
All of our teams are represented, men.
That is true.
All of our teams are represented. Hark's got Judon. Zachary's got Surtain. Matt has Saquon and Sexy Dexy. And then I have a whole slew of players. But McCaffrey not being out there really upsets me, man. Niners claim Trent Williams, George Kittle, Kyle Juszczyk, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Talanoa Hufanga. 6, a league second best behind the Eagles, who have 10.
Jeez.
10.
That's crazy.
10.
They have quite the roster, to say the least.
10.
Yeah, insane.
Incredible.
I don't think they're doing a game this year, right?
No, they're doing a skills challenge type deal. They got
Skills
Hurts, they got Sanders, they got AJ Brown, they got Lane Johnson, Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, Hassan Reddick, and also two special teamers, and then what's his face? The corner, Darius Slay. It's incredible.
Sounds like the super team that Nnamdi Asomugha thought they had back in the day.
Yeah.
They actually have it now. League of Zest, Griffin Massing says, I got a few of my guys. That is true, Griffin.
You did. You landed Poyer, Allen, Diggs. to name a
Said
few.
sad the Pro Bowl doesn't matter anymore.
It
that
does
is
not.
also
It is
true.
very sad. It is very sad.
Yeah. I need
Very
a-
true. All right.
Pro
what
Bowl
else?
rosters.
Pro Bowl rosters.
And,
Yeah, we talked about Mahomes' dominance and just his MVP. He went 36 of 41 against the Chiefs, 336 yards and 2 touchdowns. I want to say, I think PFF said it, it's the highest completion percentage with at least 35 attempts in a game in NFL history.
That's incredible.
Give him the MVP.
He is the MVP. He
He
deserves
is.
it.
We talked about the Pats' unbelievable ending. Inexplicable, unfortunately. Dicker the kicker, game-winning field
Dicker!
goal
Love Dicker the kicker.
He do be
for the
kicking.
Chargers. Giants got a big win over the Commanders. Controversial topic on Monday was the no-call defensive pass interference in the end zone. I mean, it was clearly defensive pass interference. There's no question about it. Darnay Holmes was all over. Was it McLaurin or Samuel?
Samuel, yeah.
Samuel, yeah, all over him. They didn't call it. Refs have been garbage all year. Kayvon Thibodeau did get poked in the eye in the same play, so hands to the face wasn't called either. So I'll give it an offsetting penalty either way if it were to happen. But a win's a win. I'll take it.
A win is a win.
Packers cut Sammy Watkins. He was picked up quickly by the Ravens. I was hoping the Giants had a chance, but I guess they weren't ahead of the Ravens in the waiver order. We'll see. I mean, he'll at least get some sort of action there. They don't have anybody other than Andrews. Eric, did you see this thing about Edelman?
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what I expected, is that he would only come back to New England.
Yeah, I think he said that since he was retiring.
Yeah.
That would be the only time he would come back. And if they were also in contention.
Yeah, it'd be
that-
like this week if they were in contention, I think.
Right. Similar to Cole Beasley. We didn't even talk about Cole Beasley with Griff.
Oh, yeah. He returned.
He returned, had a couple catches. That'll be big for them down the stretch, especially in terms of depth.
Yeah.
John Harbaugh backed OC Greg Roman after putting up 3 points versus the Browns. We're together, man. We're a team. How much more money is Lamar worth now that he's not been playing for a couple weeks and they scored 3 points against the Browns?
A lot more money.
How much, Zach? How much would the Grinch steal to give Lamar?
I don't know, man. I don't know if there's enough to steal.
I don't think there is. And I don't know. This offseason is going to be interesting because I like, you would think that he's going to be a Raven for a really long time, but who knows now?
I would love to see him go somewhere
Who
else.
knows now?
Eric,
That's
the
not where I would like.
Patriots.
That would
I
be
would not like to see
insane.
it. Bill would never, first of all.
He's
What do you mean
obsessed
he would
with him.
never?
He's
He wanted-
obsessed with him.
They should have drafted
With
him that year.
Lamar? Get
Yeah.
Yes.
Get out of here. They just drafted 2 quarterbacks.
He's
tonight.
obsessed with Lamar.
Don't matter. Listen, if you have the choice of Mac Jones or Lamar, you're not going to go with Lamar.
Oh, no. I'm picking Lamar, but they don't have the choice.
I don't know.
He could have the choice.
I think there's
I
a
don't
really,
know,
really,
man.
really small choice.
Why would – okay. My question is, if you're Lamar Jackson, every team's going to offer you the same amount of money, and it's all of the money. Why would you go to the team with very, very poor weapons when you're coming off of a team where your biggest issue is your weapons? It's illogical to me.
I don't
Fair.
know. Bill Belichick, maybe.
It's illogical. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. No, Bill Belichick. I don't know, man. Bill
Zach,
Belichick
where do you see
never,
Lamar?
ever schemed to have Lamar Jackson in his offense. And the Eagles had 8 Pro Bowlers, by the way. Sorry, not 10. I apologize.
He'll probably stay in Baltimore. I can't imagine that this organization wouldn't come up with the money. I mean, they're not really paying many people. And, John Harbaugh really went out on a limb and took this guy. So he's asking for the money. I think they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like the Aaron Judge situation. It's like, why would you leave what you're already in, especially if they're going to give you the money? But I mean, is he going to come back this season? He was only supposed to be out for a couple of weeks, right? Lamar.
Yeah, 1 to
Yeah,
3
I believe
weeks.
so.
All right. So, yeah, I guess we have to see how it plays out after this, but it's going to be an interesting offseason since they weren't able to get a deal done. And didn't he say he wanted to bet on himself or bet on the season in general?
Yeah, in the beginning of the year, he did.
Right. So we will see. Matt Ryan benched for Nick Foles. BDN. Step in. Take the Colts to the promised land. Don't give up a 33-point lead.
Well, yeah. No, they're not going nowhere.
No, they aren't. This was one final thing before we get into the picks. Did you guys see the tweet about NFC quarterbacks versus AFC quarterbacks currently scheduled to be in the playoffs and where they were drafted?
No.
All the NFC guys are like non-first round picks, and then all the AFC guys are like top 10 picks.
Yes,
It's
they're
crazy.
all first round picks, and the only first round
You
pick
got Herbert,
in the NFC
Allen,
is Daniel Jones.
Mahomes. That's so funny. Well, because you have Hurts second rounder, Kirk was like a fourth rounder. Purdy is the last pick of the draft. Brady is 199. Obviously, we all know that. Then I mean Dak was a third rounder, I believe.
Fourth rounder, yeah.
And then you have obviously Daniel Jones, the 6th overall pick in the 2019 draft. Ooh. And then lastly would be who's the 7th seed right now? The
Heineke.
Commanders with Heineke undrafted.
Yeah.
Versus the 1 seed, Josh Allen drafted 7th, 2 seed, Patrick Mahomes drafted 10th, 3 seed, the Bengals, right? Joe Burrow drafted 1, 4 seed. You got the Titans, Malik Willis would be drafted 2nd if he's still the quarterback. But if it's Trevor Lawrence, then you have a one overall pick as well with your playoff teams with Herbert, Tua, and McCorkle, right?
Lamar, Herbert,
Lamar, Herbert,
Tua.
and Tua.
Yeah,
Who are all
and
first-round picks.
if it isn't Willis and it's Tannehill, he would be the 8th overall pick.
Yeah.
So first rounders nonetheless in every position.
Wow. That's
Nuts.
impressive.
Very impressive. So yeah, I just wanted to give that quick note.
That's interesting.
Eric, before we get into the picks, this is an interesting Dabo Sweeney quote.
Yeah.
You want to read it out?
Yeah, only something Dabo Sweeney could come out of his mouth. He goes, during a press conference today, it was like National Signing Day today, as we said. Said, we built this program on NIL. Probably different than what you're thinking, though. We built it on God's name, image, and likeness.
God's NIL.
God's NIL.
Only
Just-
Dabo.
Only Dabo.
Eric, I didn't know this, that Nate Carter was transferring to Michigan State. That
You
stinks.
didn't see that? Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
stinks. No, it's tough.
Yeah, it is too bad. It's good for him, though. I mean,
No, I mean, he did exactly what he needed to do to move to a school like that this year.
yeah.
Yeah,
so
no,
good for him.
best of luck to him. He deserves it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Rosa obviously has been good. He had a good game in the bowl game. He had 2 touchdowns.
2 tutties, 70-something yards rushing.
He had 11 total. Was that a season record? I saw some record that he
I think it's a
posted.
freshman record.
Freshman record. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, so that'll be good. It's too bad. I was hoping we'd get Drew Pine, but he committed to Arizona State yesterday, I believe. So Drew Pine will not be having a homecoming, but it's all right.
Peace.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
We signed a quarterback though.
I did see that. We had a bunch of guys today.
Yeah.
It's hard
Heading
to
in the right direction
recruiting.
with him.
Well,
more.
not really. They're all like 3 stars.
Yeah.
We didn't really get any big recruits,
Yeah.
which sucks.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
So maybe not heading in the right
Maybe
direction.
next year. No, it doesn't seem like it. It might be getting worse.
They're coaching well though.
Yeah, they're coached well.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the picks. We missed week 15, but we did do our picks nonetheless. Me, Zach, and Eric were all 12-4. Luigi had a 13-3 record, so good weeks all around. Luigi is still the top dog at 141 and 81. I am second at 137 and 85. Eric's one game back at 136 and 86. And Zach is 2 games back and 1 game back from Eric at 135
Zach,
and
you're
87.
really reeling it in, man.
You're gaining some ground
You're
here.
really reeling it in.
The separation picks are helping, even though I tied most of you guys this week.
Well, the Raiders, the last second Raiders pick, the last
Not
second
you.
Raiders pick helped.
Yeah.
And then the Bucks looked good in the beginning,
Yeah, that was a bummer.
and then the Bengals, or that was the Bengals game, but then the
Yeah.
Titans you took as well.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get into Week 16 picks. A lot of 4 different days of football: Thursday, Saturday, Christmas Eve, Sunday, Christmas Day, and Monday Night Football as normal. Tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, 8:15. Jaguars 6-8 at the Jets, 7-7, 1.5 point favorites to the New York Jets at home. I don't know about this game. I feel weird about it. Zach, let's go with you first.
I feel like the Jags really have something to play for this week and for the rest of the season going forward. It's theirs to take. They're just a game back, and they're hot. And the Jets are kind of in a weird spot, can't figure out the quarterback. I think this is a really good opportunity for the Jags to win.
Yeah, I agree with Zach. I really think that Doug Peterson right now is telling his locker room, hey, you could go grab this playoff spot very easily. The Titans are slipping. They don't even have their starting QB. Their whole team is just running the ball. You could go get this division. It could be yours. Jacksonville has notoriously been good down the stretch. Last couple of games, last couple of years, they've been playing pretty good. And I have faith in Doug Peterson. And I just think that the Jets quarterback situation, as Cliff mentioned earlier in the show, is just a little too shaky for my liking. I don't predict this to be a game that scores more than 30 combined points, though. Defensive battle. 2 young defenses.
I originally was going to take Jacksonville, but then I switched. Honestly, I just feel like Jacksonville's been playing like very good at home, and then we'll get high on them kind of like this week, and then they'll not play as well on the road. So I think I'm just going to take the Jets because they don't play as well on the road.
Yeah, I feel weird about this game. It's not going to be the best weather tomorrow night. It's going to be pouring rain and about 45 degrees, so a little colder than Jacksonville's used to. I want to give the Jets a home field advantage on that end. Trevor Lawrence has been essentially pitch perfect the last couple of weeks. I think he's going to face a much tougher defense. I mean, not that the Cowboys defense is, Swiss cheese in any way. They're also very good, but I think the Jets corners are going to give them a problem as Cliff said. Yeah, I agree with Luigi. I don't think there's going to be many points in this game at all. But yeah, I'll ride with the Jets just to split it up and try to gain a game here. So I'll take the Jets on Thursday Night Football. Next game is on Saturday, Christmas Eve. The Bengals 10-4, 3-point favorites at Eric's New England Patriots 7-7. I'm not sure about this one. Zach, who are you taking?
I'm going to go ahead and take the Bengals. I like that they're favorites actually in this game against the Pats. I just can't bring myself to pick the Patriots. Really in close games, but especially not against a hot Bengals team.
I'm also going to take the Bengals. They're hot as hell, and the Patriots are just trending in the worst possible direction.
Eric?
I'm going to take New England. They're my favorite team.
That was such a sad, I'm going to take New England.
I think they're going to lose. Yeah, there we go.
All right, yeah, I'm going to ride with Cincinnati as well. I mean, maybe my brain is just on the fallacy of the New England home field advantage, but Tom Brady hasn't been there for years now, so I don't think I can pick on that anymore, and I'll pick the hot Cincinnati Bengals. 1 o'clock Bills, 11-3, 8.5 point favorites at the Bears, 3-11. This is one of the windy, cold games in Chicago, but I'm going to take the Bills nonetheless.
I am also going to take the Bills. I just can't see them dropping this game at this point in the season.
Buffalo.
Bills.
Bills across the board, 1 o'clock. Giants 8-5-1 at the Vikings, 11-3, 4.5-point favorites to the Vikings. I don't feel the best about the Giants walking into Minnesota on the road, but I mean, the Colts did it at least in the first half last week, and I hope we don't do what the Colts do. So I at least hope we keep it competitive. I'll take the Giants just because obviously they're my team. I can't go against them now.
I am going to go against him. I'm going to ride with the Vikings. They're the better team to me, and they're at home. That's all I need.
Fair. I just think that the Vikings are going to start getting hot here right before the playoffs, and then they're going to lose the first game of the playoffs.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I'm going to take the Vikings as well here.
All right, next 1 o'clock game. Falcons 5-9 at the Ravens, 9-5, 7.5-point favorites to Baltimore. The Falcons have just been pitiful the last couple weeks, and Desmond Ridder isn't helping just because he's a rookie. Not his fault, but the first couple games, and it's not going to be an easy test on the road in a cold environment. So I'm going to take the Ravens.
I'm going to take the Ravens as well. I agree. I don't think this is a really good environment for Desmond Ridder. And I think Baltimore really has something to play for and prove here.
Baltimore, better football team all around, so I'm taking them.
Yeah, I agree with Baltimore.
Baltimore across the board, 1 o'clock. Lions 7-7, 3-point favorites at the Panthers 5-9. I don't see a situation where I would go with the Panthers over the Lions since they're red hot right now and they're finding ways to win games. So I think they're going to make it 8-7. I'll take Detroit.
I am going to take Detroit too. I love this team. I love them to maybe even snag that 7 seed. And the Panthers are duty cheeks.
Yep, I'm just the same reason I went with the Jacksonville Jaguars, is that this team has something to play for. Real playoff push can be made here, and I think that they're one step ahead, and this is one game they can't look past. So, taking the Lions.
Yeah, I agree with Luigi. Gonna take the Lions this week.
All right, Detroit across the board, next 1 o'clock. Saints 5-9 at the Browns, 6-8, 2.5-point favorites to the Browns. 650-mile-an-hour wind gusts in Cleveland this weekend. It's a over under 31 points. Insane. So I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns. Hope they win it on the ground here.
I am also going to take the Cleveland Browns. You're probably right. Nick Chubb will probably have a really strong game, and I think this is just a better team than the Saints.
Saints' run defense has been lackluster all year. It's typically a bright spot for them, and I think it'll be exposed here on this ground game. Cleveland will win the football game.
Yeah, Cleveland. You guys hit it pretty much with the win. They're gonna run all around.
Browns across the board, 1 o'clock. Seahawks 7-7 at the Chiefs, 11-3, 10-point favorites to the Chiefs. Another freezing environment. I'll take Kansas City at home, undefeated up until that Bengals loss in November and December. So I'm going to take the Chiefs.
I am also going to take the Chiefs. This just seems like an easy choice.
Yeah, Chiefs are making the push for that number 1 spot, trying to hope the Bills get a loss here in the next couple of weeks. And like Griff said, they have the easy schedule, and it starts with a win here.
Yep, Chiefs.
Seattle's also been garbage.
Yeah,
garbage.
They've fallen off a cliff a little bit. Not a cliff as meal, but a metaphorical cliff here. Chiefs across the board, 1 o'clock. Texans 12-1 at the Titans, 7-7, 3-point favorites to the Titans. This feels like a terribly weird game. I don't want to really pick either team, and I don't know, man. Zach, convince me.
Football game.
Convince me.
I'm sorry, I can't do that because I'm literally just gonna go with the better team and the home team and hope it works out. But it's a crapshoot.
I'll convince you here, Matt, in one of 2 ways. Derrick Henry's going to put up 70 fantasy points against you tomorrow or this week when he rushes for 380 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Texans. Taking the Titans.
He does own the Texans, doesn't he?
He owns them. Actually has ownership.
Yeah. I will also be taking Tennessee.
Another freezing environment. I think what did we say? The feel-like temperature was
like
about 5 degrees in Tennessee. Yeah, so they'll be running the ball.
Derrick Henry with his shoulder in the turf.
Texans still don't know who their starting quarterback is with Kyle Allen Davis Mills and Driscoll got in the game on Sunday. So we will see in Tennessee. I'll ride with Tennessee as well. 405 Commanders 7-6-1 at the 49ers 10-4, 7-point favorites to the 49ers. This seems like a no-brainer to me. I know the Commanders have been playing decent football, but after a loss to the Giants, it doesn't seem like they're going to walk into San Fran and get a win here. So I'll take the Niners.
Give me the 49ers, dude. All day.
Nick Bosa.
Niners across the board, 425. Eagles 13-1 at the Cowboys 10-4, 5-point favorites to the Cowboys. This is arguably the game, probably is the game of the week.
That's what they're calling it.
In Dallas, Gardner Minshew might play for the Eagles. 5-point spread is weird, Zach. Who are you going with?
I'm going to go ahead and take...
Wait. Do we wait to see if Hurts plays?
We can. I'm in favor of motioning that.
I'm in favor also.
Okay, we'll wait. 8:15 on Saturday night on Christmas Eve. Raiders 6-8 at the Steelers 6-8, 2.5-point favorites to Pittsburgh. This is going to be another really freezing environment. This is a dome team coming into Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickett should be playing on Sunday. I just hate the Raiders with a burning passion. I'm sorry, Griffin Wolf, but like they just don't impress me whatsoever. Should have gone to overtime. Should have saw what happened. I'm going to take Pittsburgh.
I am going to go against you. I'm going to take Las Vegas. These teams are both fighting for that last playoff spot. They pretty much have to win out to do so. It's pretty competitive. The Raiders and the Steelers are both super unconvincing teams, but the Raiders seem a little bit more talented to me. I like Max Crosby. I like some of the things they do on offense. Josh Jacobs is impressive. So I'm going to go on a limb and take the away Raiders in this game.
I will also ride with the Raiders.
I'm torn here because I trust the Raiders run game more than I trust the Steelers run game. I'm going to let Matt get a separation pick here, and I'm going to take the Raiders.
All right. That is Christmas Eve. Sunday, Christmas Day. One of the worst slates of all time. The 1 o'clock game, the Packers 6-8 at the Dolphins 8-6. 3.5-point favorites to the Dolphins. It won't be as cold as it is in Green Bay and Miami, but it will be a high of 61. So a little bit colder than normal. I'm going to take the Dolphins. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They cannot lose this game if they expect to have a decent seed in the playoffs. They're already sitting at 7, correct?
Yep.
So even to make the playoffs, they need to win this game. I'll take Miami.
Yeah, they really got to pick it up. I'm going to take Miami too.
I really want to pick Green Bay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I really want to pick Green Bay. I'm going to pick Green Bay. Yep, I'm going to do it. Yep.
Wonderful.
Simple.
Eric?
I will also be taking Green Bay.
Yeah, I like them this week, man. I like them.
I don't know. I think I kind of like them.
Rodgers on Christmas. I like it.
Yeah.
Something about it makes me excited.
Yeah.
Him and Watson have been linking up. He got Romeo Dobbs back. A.J. Dillon looked like a monster last week. I like the Packers.
They make a possible playoff push here?
They could make a playoff push here. They need the Lions to kind of crap the bed, but they can make a playoff push here.
Yeah, so I think we see Rodgers start that this week.
I think I have to agree with you, Hark. I think I'm starting to love the Packers more and more.
All right. We'll see. Split between Miami and Green Bay. 4:30 on Christmas Day, the beautiful, most beautiful, best game of all time. This might as well have been the Super Bowl at the end of this season. The Broncos 4-10, 2.5-point favorites at the Rams, 4-10 as well. I feel disgusting about this game. I don't want to take either team, but
Tie.
No. I am considering a tie this week. Zach, convince me why you're taking the Broncos other than just because they're your favorite team.
Well, here we go. I have some statistics. So Russell Wilson is coming back, and everybody knows him as the butthole stinky quarterback from this 2022 season. But may I share with you the first biggest set of hands in the NFL is Dak Prescott. The second biggest set of hands
Wait,
in
he
the
really has the
NFL.
biggest hands in the NFL?
Yeah, he does.
Wow, that actually surprises me for a quarterback.
10.8 inches.
Holy shit!
The
He's not even
second,
that big of a dude.
the second will come as no surprise. It is the future Hall of Famer, Nicholas Foles, at 10.6 inches. However, the third biggest nits in the NFL may come as a surprise. Yes, it is the 5'11" Russell Wilson with a 10.25 mitts.
Dude, he's got ginormous hands.
Based on the size of his mitts, he should be a whopping 7'3" inches. However, he is not. He is a 5'11". So based on these staggering statistics that I have just unveiled to you and the public, I will be picking the Denver Broncos.
Just because you went in that depth, I'm going to take the Rams. Screw those. I don't care about those statistics. I mean, there's really no home field advantage here either way, but I trust in Baker on Christmas Day to give us a gift. I guess. We'll see. Eric?
Never Denver. Never Denver.
That's right.
Denver.
X amount. Never Denver.
Yeah, so we're taking the Rams.
Picked Denver last week. Latavius Murray went off last week.
He did. Will he do the same against Bobby Wagner and Aaron Donald?
Neither of which are playing.
Oh, neither are playing. You're correct. Baker Mayfield will be a two-way.
Fuck it. Taking Denver.
All right.
Yeah.
Split.
Wait, he
8-20.
really has the third biggest hands of active quarterbacks?
Yeah.
That's actually impressive for a dude who's very small. Well, not very, but who's small.
One of the
You know
smaller
who-
quarterbacks in the
And
know
NFL.
Dak
who he-
isn't a huge guy either.
You know who he's tied with? Paxton Lynch, baby.
It's the prototype.
There's a model.
All right, wait, I'm taking the Rams. You said Paxton Lynch. I'm taking the Rams.
You know who also had big hands? Same size, Drew Brees. 10 and a quarter.
That's actually insane. They're both very small.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. 8:20 on Christmas night.
I'm going back to Denver.
Okay. Bucks 6 and 8,
I
7.5.
actually, I'm going tie. I'm picking a tie. I'll take the loss if I
You'll
lose.
take the loss.
I'll take the loss if I lose. I'm all right with that.
Big monumental pick here.
If they hit tie, I'm gonna be so happy.
Bucks 6 and 8, 7.5 point favorites at the Cardinals, 4 and 10. I don't see this going any good way in the Cardinals fashion. I'm going to take the Bucks.
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 Monday Night Football 8-15 Chargers 8 and 6, 5 point favorites at the Colts 4, 9 and 1. I'll take the Chargers.
Give me the Chargers.
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 Oh, Eric, I see you put down here college football playoff.
Yeah,
First
exactly. I
game.
don't.
Go ahead.
We did our picks last year.
We did do our picks last year, but they
Yeah.
don't. They play on New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah, I think it is New Year's Eve, and we don't unless we do a show.
Oh, because of the Nova game.
The Nova game is
Yeah.
next Wednesday, so if we're not gonna have a show,
All right,
I
yeah,
think
let's
we
just
can
pick
do it
now. I think it's all going to be the same. I'm taking Michigan over TCU, and I'm taking Georgia over Ohio State.
Yeah, me too.
Me three.
I'd
Zach?
like to say I'd like to say Ohio State's going to give Georgia a shot, but I don't know.
I think these are the two best possible matchups, but I think that the national championship's going to be the worst.
What do
Yeah.
you think it's going to be? TCU, OSU?
No, you think
What?
Georgia's gonna kill Michigan?
Oh yeah,
see.
I don't think. I think if Georgia or Ohio State wins, they're gonna beat the other team. Michigan's a completely different team without Quorum.
Yeah, it's true.
Their backup was playing pretty well.
That's true. He had like 180 yards.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I don't know. I like Michigan.
I like Ohio State beating Michigan a second time if they were gonna play.
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
taken Michigan and Georgia.
All right. Same
All
all
right.
around.
Michigan,
We'll
Georgia
see.
across the board.
Same on
All right, those are the picks. College football playoff and Week 16. Only 3 weeks left in the NFL season. We hope you have a great Christmas. It's been myself, Matt McGrath, Luigi Capola, Zach Small, and Eric Harkins here on Phire Football Radio. Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah. See you possibly after the new year.
See you in 2023.
Yeah, we'll definitely post some content before then, though. Maybe we'll do a little clip outside of the XL Center on next Wednesday while we're together. So, any final
I have
words
to go
other
to
than
work
that?
on Thursday after that.
Oh, that stinks.
Shut up.
Couldn't be me.
Oh, Matt, I'm going to kill you.
Kill me off there. Peace out, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Peace out.
Happy New Year.
Peace.
Sex, love, and rock.